of liberty, in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection, and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Like the way how I sing my song, you hear. They love to cool. When I sing them a soca tune. So come on, I want you to come home with me and sing. I would like you to prove you're the soca king. I'm the baron, they call me the sweet soca man. When I but I sing my song just to please all the folks around. They say, honey child, I want to see the barango wild. I know you like to tease, and I know you could really please. And I'm singing, I'm the baron, they call me the sweet soca man. When I jam you, I know you will understand. All the boys in the town want to knock me down. Don't knock him down, please don't knock him down. 'Cause they know I'm the king of the action around. Hey. All my soca songs make them girls' hips go round and round and round. They make me groove to see the way how the body moves. I feel so sweet when I see how they love the beat, my soca beat. Man, I start to sing, telling them I'm the soca king. I'm the baron, they call me the sweet soca man. When I jam you, I know you will understand. Hey, give me. All the men in the town want to knock me down. Don't knock him down, please don't knock him down. 'Cause they know I'm the king of the soca around. Hey.
Wake up, rise up. It's the NETT Radio Breakfast Show. Bringing you the energy, music, and vibes to start your day right.
And trust me, that is exactly what we do, what we aim to do, and what we are going to do. Make sure you start your day right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Trinidad, Tobago, neighbors in the Caribbean. Now's the time to pull together. Good morning to our friends who are streaming all around the globe in different time zones and different time slots. As we welcome you all to the beautiful Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. That is where we are streaming, beaming to you from. And we are happy to be here with you this morning. As always, I want to say much thanks to the Heavenly Father for bringing us together for another day. And everything that we do, dear God, let it be a blessing on to you. This is New Era TT Radio. It's called NETT Radio. And I'm your Sir Charles. Happy am I to be in this space with you. As we welcome everybody to, it's what, Thursday edition of your Get Up and Go. Welcome to the breakfast show, everybody.
Get up, get up. It's the time to start the day. The breakfast show is here. We bring in the soca way. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned on. From Morocco's Bay to the Savannah Line. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The breakfast show energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
Get up. The breakfast show is here. We're here. Good morning, Trinidad. Good morning, everybody, where you are. And thank you so much for checking in. We're glad to be here with you on NETT Radio. It's a beautiful throwback Thursday. Yeah, you know, we love a throwback on a Thursday. I think everybody seems to be throwing back on a Thursday. You know, it's a habit. But we welcome you to the breakfast show. Let me say good morning to my co-host, Richard, who will join us in a little bit. And, of course, Wendell, who is on the move, moving very early as always, and here with us. Good morning.
Morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Richard. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. Ooh, I have a sneeze coming.
Okay, let me see if I can come up here. All right. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. We're happy to be in the land of the living. If nobody else is, trust me, I am. Happy to be here in this land of this living this morning. Oh, my word. Right.
Yeah, for that. Yeah, I'm good. A lot better. You know, yeah, I mean, we start off this morning by, of course, sending out our prayers and our blessings to the people of Venezuela. Caracas. I tried reaching out to a friend of mine, some friends of mine who lives out there, but I didn't get any response because they actually live in Caracas. I'm not sure if the part of Caracas that had that disaster, if they're there, but you know, several buildings, of course. There was a lot of disaster in Caracas yesterday due to two consecutive earthquakes, 7.2 and 7.5, one after the next. And there, I mean, it's been declared an emergency in Caracas. So, you know, let's hope that all is well out there. You know, it's sad when you're under all that pressure and you still end up with a natural disaster. You know what I mean? They didn't need that, but you know, it happens, and it has happened to them. I don't know when last we've had that kind of destructive earthquake in a place like Venezuela, if we've ever had.
The last time I was looking it up. The last time that they had an earthquake of that magnitude or anything close to it was in 1967.
Yeah, that was it. It's been a while. It had to be. It's been a while. In my living memory, I don't remember Venezuela having that kind of earthquake.
Yeah, I don't remember the Caribbean and the whole already having that kind of magnitude earthquake. But boy, it shook.
Yeah, it was indeed a surprise yesterday. And, you know, you could have tell that something was, well, we were expecting one here because of all the heat and rain. I mean, it was hot mornings into rainy afternoons, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so we were going for quite a while. Yeah.
And which Trinidad actually the day before and a couple of days we've been having some minor shocks, you know.
Well, we always get, they always say that, we always continue to get these tremors, you know, but, you know, we haven't really gotten a big one, even though the lady who had headed the seismic research, she had said we were going to get a big one. I remember some years ago, she had said Trinidad and Tobago is due for a big earthquake. You know, thankfully, we haven't gotten it as yet, and let's hope we don't, because the last thing we need is an earthquake. We already get a kind of earthquake yesterday, in that with the detention of people of a certain, you know, what's strange? We are actually seeing now open threats to people by parliamentarians, and those threats coming to bear. You know. We actually seeing we in dangerous ground here in this country. You know. Well, I hope they know what they're doing. You know, I hope what they're doing is proper and correct. You know, because you know there was a time we were saying, oh, they ain't touching a certain group of people. But when you touch them after you threaten them, it doesn't look. It's not a good look, you know. After an open threat in Parliament, you know what I mean? And then what is the detention for? What is it about? Is it because the gentleman has been vocal about issues? What is the detention for? Tell us. Anyway.
Yeah, well,
That's
before
dead.
before we actually conflate the issues this morning, let me play something for people, because I know people will probably be just waking up to this news in Venezuela. So let me just give you a little update as to what's taking place in Venezuela, right?
Yes.
We begin with breaking news. A pair of strong earthquakes rocking north central Venezuela.
And they are triggering tsunami threats for neighboring nations. And Louis is following the late breaking details from our newsroom tonight. Louis.
Yeah, this is pretty bad, Calvin Nicole. Back-to-back earthquakes struck near the northern coast of Venezuela, shaking the capital city of Caracas, with tremors reportedly felt as far as Colombia. The first quake registering at a magnitude of 7.1, and within a minute, a second quake at 7.5. The U.S. Geological Survey reports that. Tsunami alerts have been triggered in Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and the Dominican Republic. Images that are coming in are frightening. Yeah, you can see those harrowing moments right there. Travelers at Caracas airport running for their lives. The building starts to cave in, ceiling panels drop, and large clouds of dust fill the air. Then later, the aftermath. Nothing but a pile of rubble with the floor cracked apart. The rest of the airport in pieces tonight. Other footage shows the remains of the building that came all the way down. Authorities and crew workers now digging through piles of rubble and dust, reportedly blanketing 2 neighborhoods near the capital. As emergency vehicles arrive on the scene, people were seen evacuating swaying buildings in Caracas with their loved ones and pets before gathering in the streets. And this is video coming in from the Altamira neighborhood of Caracas, where the situation is being described as alarming. The country's interior ministry reporting collapsed homes and buildings in that area, suggesting there are casualties. They're urging people to stay outside and prepare for aftershocks. In this video, also out of Caracas, you can see people running from the buildings, tremors shaking the trees, the sky dark with dust. People can be heard coughing as that dust begins to settle. And here, a tower in Caracas fully collapsed, a massive pile of rubble, people wandering the streets, visibly shaken in shock as they see what's left of their neighborhood. Other images coming out of Caracas show people treading through rubble as crews search for survivors and residents fill the streets. The quakes are among the strongest to strike Venezuela in more than a century. At last check, a tsunami alert is still in place for the Virgin Islands and the Dominican Republic.
So just to give you an idea, they say so far they have like 37 or 38 persons confirmed there. They have 600 plus people injured and over 6,000 people reported missing so far. So, and they expect that those numbers will go up, you know, as rescue crews are frantically trying to find people in some of those buildings, you know. So praise God to the people of Venezuela. It's not an easy time. You can only imagine that kind of situation, the kind of confusion that is taking place there right now. Roads are blocked off, hospitals are overwhelmed, and people just don't know where their loved ones are at. Because it was apparently it was a holiday yesterday also in Venezuela, so most people, they say, were at home.
Oh,
yeah. So when when buildings started to come down, then most people would have been at home, families and stuff, you know. So it is. This is time for the Caribbean to rally. If they have not rallied before, trust me, they need to rally now.
well, I saw Donald Trump, President of America, pledged his immediate assistance to them in Venezuela. So, you know, he's Venezuela's best friend now. So let's hope they get the help that they need. Morning, Richard.
Hi, morning, guys, and morning to our viewers and listeners, wherever you are, in whatever time zone. Yeah, and good morning. Yeah, that was tragic news coming out of Venezuela yesterday. For those back-to-back earthquakes. Yeah, and there was also an earthquake in Japan all around the same time too, not so?
Well, Japan has been having regular earthquakes lately, yeah?
Yeah, I think it was
Japan and California also.
It's that time of the year, I guess.
Japan and California kind of accustomed.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they have it all the time. Yeah, and But Venezuela, I mean, we are in an area where you can have from time to time, but this was unusual because of the severity and back-to-back earthquakes, basically. So you see how, of course, countries in South America are also going to rally because they have also had at times some different countries in South America also had their fair share of earthquakes from time to time in their history too.
Yeah. That's Trinidad and Tobago. You see that statement as yet? The government of Trinidad and Tobago. I know the Prime Minister is not here. I don't think she's back as yet, that is.
There's an acting Prime Minister, so the acting Prime Minister could say something. I'm not aware that Trinidad has said anything as yet. I assume they probably will issue a statement today.
Yeah. I haven't seen any communique coming either.
All right. I guess we could go straight into good news, Sir Charles, because that's not good news that we played just now. So I guess we could try to cheer up people with some good news this morning. We have lots of videos we could share.
All right.
What a chance here for a little bit of World Cup history for Trinidad and Tobago.
We have to tell people what that was about.
Yeah, well,
because the video doesn't say it.
What is happening? I think it was either last week or week before it would have happened that Trinidad and Tobago, we have a darts team. I don't know if people even realize that we have a darts team that went out to some world championships. I think they were in Frankfurt, and they won. Yeah.
They won that match. They didn't win the world darts competition.
It was the one you think, or just the match? Okay.
They just won that match up against whoever they were against there at that point.
Okay, I thought I got it from the app. Because I was trying to get more information, and I saw the app.
They didn't win the overall competition.
Was it World Cup? No shocks.
No, I said we didn't win the overall competition. We just won that particular match.
It was just that much. Okay.
I think it was our first win ever within the World Cup of Darts. It's not that we won the World Cup of Darts, no. But it was our first win within, matching up and stuff. That's what I understood from it.
I will go back to that video because I think I sent it. I'm not sure you're right, Richard, but I'll go back to it.
I am right, Wendell.
Okay. Oh, you're one of those. Nothing.
This case, I am right.
You come out of that.
So you and Sir Charles thought that we won the World Cup of Darts?
No, I never said what I thought. I said what I will go back and check what I shared.
Oh, okay. So,
that's what I said.
So you said I am wrong. You don't think I'm wrong?
No, I didn't say you're wrong either. I said I don't think. Hold on. I said I don't think you may be right.
So that's an opinion of what it is then.
Is that problem with that building you come out from?
No, I just said so therefore you have an opinion of why I'm wrong.
No, I never said you're wrong.
You said I think you're wrong.
I said I will go back and check that video because I was the one who shared it. And I would have shared it in the context of the narrative that Sir Charles gave, not what you gave.
Yeah. Well, let me see if we can put it to rest. So we were represented by James Walkins and Joshua Balfour. And yes, Richard, you are right. We did not advance further, but we won that game against Latvia 4-3.
Right. So you see, Sir Charles, that's what you should have done first before you said what you said.
I will take full responsibility for that. There's a problem. Oh my.
And boss was like that, you know, whenever I corrected him, he said, but that's what you're there for.
Yes. So I will take that. I will take that whip on my back this morning. No problem. Thank you.
All right.
And next week, any information you all said, I'll have to double check it. You all are incredible.
Let's go to the chat.
I cannot go on the word at all now.
Mr. Always Right, let's go to the chat. You say you're always right.
I never said I was always right.
That's what you just said.
No, I said I am right. In the circumstance, I would say that I'm right. I never said I'm always right.
I am almost certain you said you're always right.
Play back the program. You see now?
Play back later. Hold on. We disappear too now. The internet fall off.
Yeah, the internet fall off. I was, Shadina, I was about to join the program before you even got to the Venezuela thing, and there was a dip in the electricity. You know when there's a dip?
Yeah, you got that kind of glitch.
Yeah, no, and there was a dip, and it shut off my computer and everything. I had to start from scratch.
That just happened to me.
Is that what happened to you too?
Yeah, I just went off completely and had to rejoin.
Yeah.
So wait, all the computer and battery power?
So I was
I am at 99%.
Yeah, 99%, and a dip to take it off?
So I don't know what's going on there. I just completely got knocked off just now and had to rejoin.
Yeah.
Because I was going to greet the folks in the chat and it just knocked me off.
No. We could continue with that.
All right, Valerie Mendoza. Good morning, Pamela O'Connor, Maria Cellier, Odell Guy, Eunice Dublin, Apollinus. Trinman says a blessed Thursday morning to all and pray that Trinidad continues to be protected from some of the destructive elements of nature. Margaret Thomas, Kenny in Harlem, Ava Smith, Diane Payne, Deborah Noel Surrett, Erica Charles, Manuela Peters, all these folks saying good morning, including Marlon Motley, Debbie Modest, Michael Eastman, Bernadette and Alicia Yates, Carol Guevara, Stephanie Santana, Prabha Ramdial, Ozzy Molino, Joyce Phillip, manager, that's Norris Ferguson, Julia Samantha, Michael Cadet, Gavin Frank out there in Powder Magazine, Arlene Lois, Anthony Tinto in Toronto, Carla Hercules, Merle McComey, I think she's in Canada too, or Orlando. I'm not sure. David McCarthy says, top of the day. Wendell, where's the blazer? I went and put it on. I'm not at the place where the other blazer is, so I want a different blazer this morning. Mrs. R says, good morning. Yes, the dress code is in effect. Tremaine Cummins, morning, Tremaine. Boy BDC from Debe. Trini gets fit. Melchizedek, Robert Harper. Brazil won yesterday, of course, Robert. I predicted that against Scotland. Scotland don't have one black man. I don't believe that. Valerie Mendoza, devastating. The Indian Prime Minister has also pledged support. Margarita Chow, good morning. We wondering the same thing, Valerie. We haven't heard anything from Trinidad and Tobago yet. No official statement yet. Trinidad Margot, good morning. Beauty Culture. Boy, Videsi Richard is right. Yes, he say he always right too. And boy, didn't he say he always right? Because that triggered something in me. So that's why I knew he said it. Robert Taylor. Slick Body Grip, good morning, gentlemen. Rain Ramsey, Brent Hackshaw, and Kurt Hope in Nashville, Tennessee. Those are all our greetings on the chat this morning.
All right, so let's see who's on the WhatsApp. Very early keep coming in this morning with Archbishop Ashton Clark. Kent out there in Laventille was up very early with us also. To Terry and Peter Charles, good morning. Peter Wilson, good morning. Miss Senna Gustin, Mr. Billy in Powder Magazine, Captain Ron in Orlando. We have Zena coming in with the Powder Puff Ladies. Edison Quinnett, good day to you. Mr. Beeps in Pity Valley, Green of Voodoo Jennings, all these people are down in the West. Frank out there in Aruka, Callan and Kelly coming out of Carnat. CJ's in New York. And Pauline, who's off to the gym very early. Yeah, thank you all for linking up. We are bordering on 6:30 right about now. We're going to take that break, and when we come back, we'll see what's trending in our newspapers. So stay with us on The Breakfast Show.
All aboard!
Calling all you NETT Radio listeners and fans. It's time to pack your cooler, gather your crews. Join us on NETT Radio Halloween Cooler Crew in red, white, and black. On board the luxurious Island Royalty, Saturday, 15th of August. Boarding at 7 p.m. from Hard Cuts Shagaramas. We sail at 8 p.m. sharp. Enjoy great music all night long from your favorite NETT DJs. Sir Charles, CJ, Mr. Flavor, Doc International, RJ, and Fluffman.
Tell you you's a big dancer. Come show
Early bird tickets are just $200, after $250. Get your tickets now at Crosby in St. James, Rumba, St. James, Bobby's Bar in Kure, Fats International in Arima, K Square Fashions at C3 Center, West Mall and Eastgate Mall, and all NETT DJs. No glass bottles allowed. Bring your coolers, bring your crews, and let's celebrate together. NETT Radio, Halloween Cooler Crew, Saturday, August the 15th, aboard the Island Royalty. For information, call 638-2609 or 497-7173. Halloween on the scene.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Scandal in Citrus is back in Port of Spain, and yep, we're finally at Queen's Hall for 2 nights only on Saturday the 27th of June at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 28th at 6:30 p.m. Tickets available at the usual outlets and online. You can now buy tickets on our website, rsrrproductions.com. We think you'll like it. And at the Queen's Hall box office, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Scandal in Citrus. We're at Queen's Hall.
Scandal in Citrus.
What do we all want for Trinidad and Tobago? Safer communities, greater opportunities, and a better future. Join Denise Deming every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on NETT Radio for Common Ground TNT. Each week, respected guests tackle the issues affecting our nation, from crime and education to healthcare, the economy, and good governance. Common Ground TNT, finding solutions through conversation. Tuesdays at 11 a.m. on NETT Radio, NETT Radio.
Trinidad and Tobago, get ready! Haalan of the Ultimate DJ Shane invite you to the Ride of the Year, Reggae Ride 26.
I met a girl this morning. She was love at first sight.
On Saturday, June 27th, on board the Harbour Master, represent your colors with a touch of gold, green, red, and white, featuring DJ Damien, Ever Slick, DJ Junior, Gaylan, and the Ultimate DJ Shane. Boarding 11 p.m. and sailing at 12 midnight sharp. Tickets are only $250 and are available at all Agard's Nuts House locations, City Furniture stores nationwide, and online at islandetickets.com. Call or WhatsApp 333-7601 for more information and tickets. Walk with your coolers. No oversized coolers and no glass bottles allowed. The Reggae Ride 26 is proudly sponsored by Agard's Nuts House, City Furniture, Tocopia Hotel and Lounge, Cricket Lab Academy, Cafe Barista, Endura Malt, NFM, Rios Waxing Parlor, and Langston Roach Industries. One boat, one vibe, one love. The Reggae Ride 26.
All right, let me just greet some other people. Raymond Piggott, Black Leo, Colted Finch, and Ron DeSantis Jr. all joined us during the course of that break. Also, yes, those are the new folks that joined us. We get straight into the newspaper, and we go
before
to
we do that, I just wanted to say condolences to. I don't know if you told Corey condolences, Corey Pascal.
No, what's that about?
No, not as yet. So go ahead, Richard.
No, for the passing of his uncle. His uncle passed. We would have met him when we went to that surprise birthday party that there was for Corey at the time, remember? In Tunapuna, I think
I'm now seeing the pictures. I'm now seeing the pictures actually.
Yeah. I remember him, yeah. Akil Pascal. Condolences to the Pascal family and the passing of, Corey's uncle. Yeah.
Oh, I'm now seeing the pictures, with us posing with him. Yeah, man. Yeah. All right. Condolences, Corey and the Pascal family and the passing of Akil Pascal. All right.
Yeah, and especially to his mom also, Sandra. Sandra Blacks, good morning to you.
Yeah, morning, Sandra. All right, all right, so we can get straight into the Express online edition. Prominent businessman and wife held as police execute search warrant. What are these search warrants for? No one has said thus far, which is very strange. Most times they tell you what the search warrant is about. They're searching for arms and ammunition. They're searching for drugs. They're searching for somebody who kidnapped. Something they tell you what a search warrant is for. Not so, Richard. If my memory serves me right, don't they always tell you what a search warrant is about?
I can't say that they always do, but a lot of the times they do. But I can't say that they always do.
Okay, because they said in the report yesterday that they would have seized devices, computers, and so on, and even the computers of his children. So I have something to say about that, but I'm not sure if I should say it on here. Congresswoman lashes out at Trinidad-born judge. That's also in the news. Powerful Venezuela earthquake collapses buildings in Caracas. Tsunami alerts cancelled. Joshua's father remains in custody. Millions lost, but Globe City Plaza businesses bounce back. Those are all trending stories. Of course, in sports, South Africa beat Korea. And Brazil beat Scotland 3-0. There were lots of football yesterday. I think there were about 6 matches yesterday. Brazil beat Scotland 3-0. Did I say that? Yes, I think I did. So those are some of the trending stories in today's Express. All right. Oh, another result. Morocco beat Haiti 4-2. All right. Take care. Take it away, Richard.
Right. So the Trinidad Trinidad and Tobago Guardian for this morning. So the main story, the main headline, according to online, businessman and wife detained, cops search Westmoreland's home, Blue Waters Trinity City complex, but no charges laid. So just 13 days after Prime Minister Kamala Persad endorsed a warning by Attorney General John Jeremy that no segment of society, including the so-called 1%, was beyond the reach of the law, the owner of Blue Waters Limited, Dominic Hadid, and his wife Genevieve were arrested by police yesterday. That's, I think, what is concerning about it. It almost seems as because this current administration has said some very aggressive things, even on the platform before they were elected, about things that are coming for you and all of that. I remember her saying, and I was curious about why would she say something like that on a political platform, and it was referencing the 1%, and we know what 1% means in at least how
Lebanese community.
Yeah, how Trinidadians and Tobagonians interpret it. Mm-hmm. And then, so the AG says this, the Prime Minister backs him up, and then a week later, or a few days, well, let's say a couple of weeks later, if so much, you have this happening. It's concerning I'm not saying that there is not any validity. I don't know what they did this on, because they have not given information. They were very secretive at the press conference about the information. What is concerning, I find, is the blurring of the civilian government and the police in terms of this particular issue, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not
Blurring of
just
the
this
lines.
issue, eh?
If the
It's not
police are
just
doing
this
their
issue.
job, once the TTPS is doing your job, do your job, whatever your job is, in terms of, whatever intelligence you have, whatever, you do your job. But when you have the political directorate saying certain things and then the TTPS seeming to follow through on what you have said, it becomes concerning. Where is the line? Where is the mark? And the separation? That I find that concerning. But
just to add to that, Richard, and you're right, but also the fact that this person or people, this group of, were actually warned that we're coming after you. You really think they're going to have something for you to get now? 2 weeks later? You really think so? Oh, please. Anyway, I wish them luck, yes?
Well,
I wish them luck.
Well, I mean, we have to see the process has already been initiated in terms of the search warrant and stuff like that. So we'll have to see where it all goes. And we just have to wait and see. But I was just referencing what I felt concerning, that politics and the security services in terms of, especially the TTPS, doing their job, there should not be links as if the political director is telling you what to do. And I'm not saying that that's what happened, but it gives the optics of it. So that's why sometimes it's good for politicians to keep quiet. You know that, but they can't call themselves and they like to talk.
Oh, yeah? I always tell people, don't describe me as a politician. I was in politics. I was somebody in politics. I could not have been described as a politician because politicians had a negative, derogatory term meaning to it in most times. I can't be described as a politician. I'm sorry. I can't lie and be deceitful the way some politicians do. I can't make promises. I've never made promises during my 20 years as a local government official. What I wanted to do, I got it done without even surprising the people who I got it done for eventually.
Anyway, powerful earthquakes rock Venezuela, killing at least 32 people. Death toll is expected to rise. Government offers support to Venezuela. Oh, look, there is something. Government offers support to Venezuela's earthquake damage mounts. Let me kind of click into the article to see what was exactly said. The government of Trinidad and Tobago has expressed solidarity with Venezuela and offered assistance following a powerful earthquake that struck off the South American country's coast on Wednesday. In a media release issued on Wednesday night, the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs said Trinidad and Tobago stood with the government and people of Venezuela in the aftermath of the seismic event, which triggered widespread concern across the region. The government of Trinidad and Tobago stands prepared to provide any requested support and assistance to the Venezuelan authorities where possible, the ministry said. The ministry said it remained mindful of the Caribbean region's vulnerability to natural disasters and shared the anxiety of Venezuelans as authorities assessed the impact of the earthquake and began recovery efforts. It also confirmed that Trinidad and Tobago's diplomatic mission in Caracas was not significantly affected and that officials were continuing to monitor developments closely. The statement came as reports emerged. Okay, so it went into the substance of the... So the Trinidad and Tobago government has said something by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So at least, so that's good in terms of them offering assistance because it's our closest neighbor, isn't it? Criminologist says UK report on TNT gangs credible. Who is this criminologist, you may be wondering. I'll tell you. Okay. Criminologist Dr. Randy C. Prasad. So he says that it is credible. My God, it's an article, but of course, I'm just doing headlines. Buildings collapse as 2 earthquakes slam Venezuela. So that's some stories from it. In business, First Citizens gets 2 new directors. Smith, digital ready public service progressing. You know, I need to click on that, Wendell. I'm sorry. I need to click on this.
You click away, brother.
Minister of Public Administration and Artificial Intelligence, Dominic Smith, says the government is progressing with work on building a modern, citizen-centered and digitally enabled public service.
Sounds fancy.
In his address at the Public Service Open House 2026 at Nales in Port of Spain, in commemoration of United Nations Public Service Day yesterday, he explained his ministry's recent launch of Future Ready TT in partnership with the Ministry of Education was aimed towards achieving that goal. He said this initiative is helping to equip students, educators, and public officers with digital skills and AI-based tools needed to succeed in the field of change. Smith said the government's vision to build a public service that is digitally enabled, citizen-focused, and future-ready is not old talk. It is here, it is now, and we need your active participation in the process. The initiative complements government's digital transformation projects, such as Verify TT, which is a secure digital credentials platform that enables citizens to access and share official records electronically. Together, these efforts aim to position this country as a leader in digital innovation and ensuring citizens are equipped to compete and thrive in a rapidly evolving global economy.
Richard,
so
you see those words? Go back to those words where you said something like citizen-friendly, future-ready.
Yeah.
You see those words, Richard? If you Google those words and put the amount of politicians who would have used those exact same words, I bet you the numbers are astronomical. Citizen-friendly, future-ready.
But to be fair to the UNC, they are much more aggressive about action than the PNM has been.
In terms of what?
In terms of implementation. In terms of implementation.
Okay, I won't argue with that.
Yeah, so that you may have a little bit more confidence that they will achieve it than the People's National Movement, which they have a lot of talk. You know, I was thinking we need to have a segment in the show called Remember When, you know. And it has so many things that politicians have said over the years. Remember when? You remember when they say that we were going to have new vehicle license plates and they were going to be RFID, and then they said, oh, the technology changed and they were going to do something. Remember when? Remember when Colm Imbert in some budget statement years back say, oh, everybody's going to have an electronic ID and we're going to be able to access X, Y, and Z. Remember when? And there are plenty.
Yeah,
there is a lot of remember when. Remember after that big fire down in the drag mall in Frederick Street. Remember when Camille Robinson said the government is going to build a new building and they're going to be in modern facilities, and they had blueprints of the building and all kind of bacchanal? Remember when?
Yeah.
Remember when they said they were going to use the Salvatore building space and Unicott said we're about to build, they're clearing the space, they're clearing vendors. Remember when?
So we have material for this segment.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah, plenty actually. Yeah.
There is plenty.
Remember when we talked about local government before and how the power will be given in the hands of the people who represent the communities?
Yeah. Yeah, but there's plenty talk and lack of implementation. And I remember, I will go back to the fact that before Dr. Rowley became Prime Minister, was it before or he was Prime Minister already, Wendell?
Which one of them?
Dr. Rowley. When we had come to an interview and we were in a tea room.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought up that issue with him and I said the issue of implementation in terms of the People's National Movement, it's one of your feelings. You'll just do it.
It was when he was Prime Minister already. We only interviewed him once before he became Prime Minister.
Okay, so that was with Prime Minister, and I told him that, and he said, well, you have to do consultations, and I said, yeah, but you still have to implement.
Yeah.
And I would say that they may have all the best ideas in the world, but their implementation record is slow.
It's slow.
I wouldn't say that they don't implement eventually, but it's slow.
And that's what I said. But Richard, I said this the other day, the PNM has a history of talking, consulting, listening. Talk again, consult again, listen, right. Go widespread, go over the country, talk some more, listen. Talk a bit more, listen, try to implement, and don't get it done. The PNM has that history.
Before you really try to implement, then they have to get the report.
Right, and a green paper, a pink paper, a yellow paper, and a white paper.
And then the report is sent to the select few. And then that's when it's usually gestate. And I'm like, just get things done because the rest of the world is moving. You know me, I'm always competing with the rest of the world in my mind. So I'm always like, get it done because we're competing with the rest of the world. But certainly the UNC seems always to be more energized and action-oriented about implementation. Whether you agree with their policies or not, that's in their favor. That they tend to be the more implement, they action things more quickly.
That's true. And that's why the accusation that PNM, Dr. Rowley, was a dictator is moot. It makes no sense. Because clearly a lot of talk went on. You understand? He didn't always get his way. As a matter of fact, he hardly ever got his way at the end of the day. You know, anyway.
Yeah, let me just finish off the news. TNT Suriname Energy Chambers signed MOU and local firm launches AI financial literacy platform. And FTC reaches out to private sector. So that's it for the Trinidad and Tobago Garden. I was a little long because we were discussing in between. But my apologies.
The discussions were completely valid, Richard Raghubar Singh.
Yeah, so.
Totally. All right, let's get into our What Did You Know segment, people.
Did you know there's a fairy tale country in Europe where you don't even need a visa and a whole week of vacation costs less than one dinner in Paris? It's not Poland, not Hungary. This place has medieval streets, ancient stone fortresses, turquoise seas, and mountain peaks that look hand-painted. But here's the crazy part. The prices are unreal. A full apartment for two, just 100 euros per week. Fresh seafood meals from 5 euros. Flights from Europe as low as 40 euros. And yes, you can stay here visa-free for up to 30 days. Walk through old towns where every corner feels like a movie set. Swim in crystal blue water that stays warm for months. Drive along coastal roads with postcard views. And the best part, almost no tourists outside peak summer. It's peaceful, affordable, and unbelievably beautiful. This is Montenegro, Europe's most overlooked paradise. Share this video with someone you'd love to visit this beautiful place.
Well, I watched the movie Hostel, so after I see that movie Hostel, you have to watch all of those some of those lesser known European countries with one eye. So
that's a man with a wooden leg waiting on you.
It's so peaceful.
And as soon as
Wendell was last seen backpacking.
Look there, and they can smell a stranger a mile away.
No, they make you out. You stand out in those areas.
Oh, God. Hey.
Some fresh human meat.
Yeah, that's that.
Oh, but it looks beautiful. It's something that
It does. Yeah. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
You know, and I always find, the issue of how much attention we pay to our tourist spots, potential tourist spots. And Trinidad and Tobago already has a don't care attitude towards tourism in certain ways. And I how I always value aesthetics matter. How a city looks, how a town looks matters in terms of the discipline of how people treat it. And when you're kind of cavalier about it, then people are cavalier about it too. I've always said that. the whole issue of how design affects human response. I suppose that's a broader conversation, which is something I suppose Dean Allen could talk about. But certainly when you look at our major tourist spots, even the entrance to things like the Carney Swamp, in another country that value tourism, the entrance to that swamp would be spectacular and would be, it would be landscaped because you're going into an eco kind of tourism spot. You're going to watch birds. It's going to be done in a particular way. The signage is going to look a particular way. Not Trinidad and Tobago, You're at the edge of a flyover. You turn, when you look left, sometimes they have all kind of sealand kind of containers park up in a big kind of place. It's a bush. And I'm like, Trinidad, oh sweet Trinidad.
Yeah.
And I saw somebody doing Mr. Traveler, who I watch sometimes, who is, I think, a Grenadian blogger. And he was up in Fort George and is that up along Circular there. And he was saying that, he was talking about the fact that the Ministry of Tourism should hire him. He said, because this is such a spectacular place, but look at it.
Yeah.
He said there is no souvenir shop. There should be like a little restaurant or bar or something like that. And you should really make it more tourist friendly, and he was talking about it. And there's so many different places across Trinidad and Tobago where a little, TLC and vision,
that's the word you're missing,
would separate our tourism products. Even like when we're talking to the first people, the investment in terms of the vision, and that should be a collaborative effort between the First Peoples and the Trinidad and Tobago government and private sector to build out that First Peoples village and in a particular kind of way that makes it very much also a local and international tourism product, where you could go and spend a few hours from an educational point of view, but also, the aesthetics of how it looks. All of those are things that you could market. But I don't know what to say, but...
All right, but let's take a couple calls.
Yes.
The top of the hour, we have your morning poll we're going to put up in a short. All right, so...
I changed it, Sir Charles. I just sent you...
Yes, our brother.
I can't change it.
No,
right. I just remembered the search warrant story. I just remembered it. I just remembered the search warrant story, which is probably the biggest story, but in terms of us here locally. But if you already have the poll, go ahead. We'll do the search warrant story tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because we all should be concerned, what are the search warrants for? You understand?
Yeah, people. We taking your calls 281-315-299-5156. You can give us a call, all right? We had a couple people just so I lost them. But
yeah.
Call us back.
Yeah. Melchizedek, I'll read his comment, his or her. How could the past government implement measures when we had an opposition at the time who would not let projects see the light of day? Also, when in power, the present government stops projects that were ongoing. You're right, and you're right in large measure. But some of those things that the PNM could have implemented without the support of the past government. Some of those things were how I should put it, just bureaucratic in nature. They didn't require the approval of the opposition at that time. They were just bureaucratic tapes and measures that needed to be removed, including the public sector reform issue. You understand? That was promised.
I remember when we spoke to that minister Hasselbachus at the time, it was always, there's a lot of work going on in the background, or some version of that. It's what we said every time we spoke to him, and it was like, so when are you going to see something? Because to get buy-in, you had to put the low-hanging fruit first, so that people see something, see things happening, and there were things achieved, some minor things. And yes, I agree with you, which always puzzles me with governments, that once government transitions, once a project has been started, and especially those kind of projects that you don't have any that should continue because they are about public service buildings, things like that. Just let them continue and finish it because you're when you pause it, you run the risk of wasting taxpayers' money.
You are wasting taxpayers' money.
Because money has already been expended. So just complete those projects as quickly as possible because the longer you take to complete it, the more cost overruns add up.
Yeah.
And and whatever sorts of deterioration starts to take place. So you just complete them. Just complete them. It's part of your there is a government and you should have a duty to continue certain projects.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute there, guys. Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah. I wonder, like sometimes plenty of us in the Trinidad, when PNM put forward plans, everybody does have an input. As the caller just called before me, right? PNM was being put to court by Balgobin in years. For years. You want money Balgobin PNM with the crime go court. But you want to see doing things driving roughshod over this country. You understand?
Sometimes that is what's required, yes. I'm sorry to say it that way, but sometimes that is what is required to get food.
You live in a democracy. We live in a democracy. PNM used to try to live within the democracy. The problem with that, you know that too.
No, I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing against what you're saying.
Before I go, listen. The Dominic Hadid, if I'm mistaken, he didn't come in under the PNM just there. The Blue Water Man. Check that with me, please.
Come in under the PNM, what do you mean? He in business long time.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? Okay.
He had nothing to do with the PNM as far as I'm aware. He is a businessman for years.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going up to news. When does the poll?
Yes, our poll this morning, this poll would have predated Richard reading the article from Foreign Affairs. But anyway, we're asking it anyway. Do you expect assistance to be given to Venezuela from Trinidad and Tobago? Right? Do you expect us to give Venezuela assistance? We have said we will assist them, but do you expect it to happen? Right? Do you expect assistance to be given to Venezuela from TT? In other words, look some groceries, give me... No, let me don't say that. Let me behave myself.
People, we are going for the news at 2 minutes past 7 o'clock. And stay with us. We'll tell you how you voted on the other side.
What's that noise?
The news you need. The clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is NETT Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, and Dial Caribbean TV. I am Derek McMillan. Thank you for joining us. Defense Minister Wayne Sturge has defended the deployment of U.S. Navy SEAL personnel to Trinidad and Tobago, saying the move will strengthen national security rather than undermine the country's sovereignty. Sturge said the personnel will provide specialized training to support border protection and efforts to combat drug trafficking and other transnational crime. His comments come as the opposition questioned the legal basis for the deployment and called for greater transparency from government. Former Police Commissioner Gary Griffith has sought to reassure the public, saying the SEALs will not conduct local operations, but are expected to focus on training specialized units within the protective services. A prominent businessman and his wife are assisting police with investigations after officers executed court-authorized search warrants at properties in West Moorings and Trinity on Wednesday. Police say laptops and other electronic devices were seized during the operation, which was carried out by a specialized unit of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. The TTPS confirmed that the couple was detained, but stressed that no charges have been laid and that the execution of a search warrant is a routine investigative procedure. Police are urging the public not to draw conclusions while investigations remain ongoing. The T&T Electricity Commission has threatened legal action against Port of Spain South MP Keith Scotland and attorney Keisha Kidd Hannibal over their handling of a lawsuit to recover $2.4 million in unpaid electricity bills from now-defunct ice cream manufacturer Flavor 8 Foods. In a pre-action letter, T&Tech alleges professional negligence, breach of contract, and misrepresentation, claiming the handling of the matter caused it to lose the opportunity to recover the debt. The attorneys have been given 28 days to respond before legal proceedings are filed. Scotland has denied any wrongdoing and says his attorneys will respond in due course. Christopher Samaru, the father of Joshua Samaru, remains in police custody following his arrest on Monday night under the emergency powers regulations. His attorney, Aaron Lewis, says Samaru is in good spirits and is expected to receive an update today on whether any charges will be laid. Lewis said Samaru voluntarily went to a police station to address concerns over comments he made during a radio interview, but was later detained under regulations relating to influencing public opinion. The attorney maintains that his client's comments were taken out of context and says the arrest has added to the family's emotional distress following Joshua Samaru's death. Police in Tobago are searching for 5 men following an attempted ATM theft in Plymouth early on Wednesday. Investigators say the suspects hijacked a backhoe and a truck from a state constable's before using the heavy equipment to ram the building housing an ATM at Supreme Plaza. The men were unable to remove the machine after the backhoe was damaged during the attempt. They fled empty-handed, abandoning the stolen truck a short distance away. Police are continuing investigations and are appealing to anyone with information to come forward. Finally, a Ukrainian drone attack has knocked out power in Sevastopol, the largest city in Russian-occupied Crimea. Russian-installed officials say the overnight strike damaged the city's main power substation, leaving parts of Sevastopol without electricity while repairs continue. Ukraine says the attack targeted military infrastructure as part of its campaign to disrupt Russian logistics and pressure Moscow. The latest strike comes as both sides continue exchanging large-scale drone attacks, with Russia claiming to have intercepted more than 300 Ukrainian drones overnight. And that is NETT Radio News at this time.
That was news now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
Get ready.
The road to football's biggest stage starts right here on NETT Radio and Gael TV. Join us for Inside the Net, the road to FIFA World Cup 2026 Insights. Every weekday, take a journey through World Cup history, legendary players, unforgettable goals, football's greatest nations, rising stars, iconic stadiums, and the stories behind the beautiful game. From Brazil to Argentina, Germany to France, and every nation chasing football glory. Join us daily at 7:55 a.m. and 11:55 a.m. Don't just watch the World Cup, live the passion. Inside the Net, road to FIFA World Cup 2026 Insights.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Necessary Arts Trinidad and Tobago presents Women and Children First.
Some sisters are losing their voices.
We are losing our childhood.
Women and Children First, written and directed by Penelope Spencer.
July 5th, Little Carib Theatre, one important show.
A performance, a tribute to our women and children.
Drama, comedy, a show for the whole family.
Call 752-7050 or 683-4843 for more ticket info.
Women and Children First. See you there.
Trinidad and Tobago. Tobago, get ready! Galen of the Ultimate DJ Shane invite you to the Ride of the Year, Reggae Ride 26.
I met a girl this morning. She was love at first sight.
On Saturday, June 27th, on board the Harbour Master, represent your colors with a touch of gold, green, red, and white, featuring DJ Damien, Ever Slick, DJ Junior, Galen, and the Ultimate DJ Shane. Boarding 11 p.m. and sailing at 12 midnight sharp. Tickets are only $250 and are available at all Agard's Nuts House locations, City Furniture stores nationwide, and online at islandetickets.com. Call or WhatsApp 333-7601 for more information and tickets. Walk with your coolers. No oversized coolers and no glass bottles allowed. The Reggae Ride 26 is proudly sponsored by Agard's Nuts House, City Furniture, Tocopia Hotel and Lounge, Cricket Lab Academy, Cafe Barista, Endura Malt, NFM, Rio's Waxing Parlor, and Langston Roach Industries. One boat, one vibe, one love. The Reggae Ride 26.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Morning vibes, fresh energy. This is the NETT Radio Breakfast Show.
I said the right environment. Something else special. What part?
Feeling now.
locked into NETT Radio Breakfast Show, fueling your day with the best music and real talk.
All right, people, so we welcome you inside of the second hour. It is the breakfast show. 15 minutes it is past the hour of 7 o'clock. It is a Thursday morning, and we throw it back hard on a Thursday, yeah? Of course, if you're just joining us, we welcome you. Those who came in very early, thank you so much for showing up. The breakfast show, Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. Yeah, we are here until 9. Richard Raghubar Singh, Wendell Stephen, yes, Roy said Charles, and we keep you company in a nice kind of way, yeah? Let me say good morning to the people on Dial Caribbean TV. Remember, people, when we come off of the Dial feed on our social media pages, you can join us at netradiott.com. That's netradiott.com, and you can listen to our programming all throughout the day and weekend. We stream all day we stream. Of course, you are listening, most of you, especially on our different streaming platforms. So whether you want TuneIn, Radio Garden, Online Radio Box, Simple Radio, while you're getting us at NETT Radio Trinidad. It's easy branding, NETT Radio Trinidad, and that way you can tell Alexa and all of your smart devices, play NETT Radio Trinidad. Richard said he found that secret. Play NETT Radio Trinidad. Yeah, and Alexa obeys, right? Of course, go and support all our social media platforms. So whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or on our WhatsApp channel, look for NETT Radio Trinidad. Like, subscribe, follow, share, and just stay with us here, alright? And especially to our TikTok people, I need you to put some more numbers inside of there, alright? Go and follow that TikTok page for me. Alright, our morning poll. Well, you know what happened in Venezuela yesterday? If you didn't know, well, 2 massive earthquakes back to back. Venezuela is in a state right about now. There are some casualties, lots of people missing. And they expect as time goes by, those numbers to increase. So we're asking you, Trinidad and Tobago did make a statement that they will support Venezuela and its people. So we're asking you now, do you expect that that assistance will go to Venezuela from TNT, right? And when we come back, we'll tell you how we voted. So stay with us. Remember, this is your breakfast show.
Scandal in Citrus is back in Port of Spain, and yep, we're finally at Queen's Hall for 2 nights only on Saturday the 27th of June at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 28th at 6:30 p.m. Tickets available at the usual outlets and online. You can now buy tickets on our website, rsrrproductions.com. We think you'll like it. And at the Queen's Hall box office, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Scandal in Citrus. We're at Queen's Hall.
Scandal in Citrus.
Are you taking care of your sexual health and overall well-being? At Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, we believe your confidence, wellness, and intimacy matter. Visit us at our convenient locations: 10 Carmody Street, St. Augustine, Edinburgh, Chaguanas, Shops of Daybay, 95 Circular Road, Vistabella, Docks Ranch Light Pole 51, SS Aaron Road, Penal, and Metro Hotel, Suite 1, Number 2, Knoll Street North, Couva. From relaxing massage services to professional guidance on sexual wellness, we are here to support you every step of the way. Consult with renowned sexologist, Dr. Raj Ramnanan, for expert advice tailored to your needs. Take the first step toward a healthier, more confident you. Call 285-9739 or 645-4543 to book your appointment today. Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, where wellness meets confidence.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
What do we all want for Trinidad and Tobago? Safer communities, greater opportunities, and a better future. Join Denise Deming every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on NETT Radio for Common Ground TNT. Each week, respected guests tackle the issues affecting our nation, from crime and education to healthcare, the economy, and good governance. Common Ground TNT, finding solutions through conversation. Tuesdays at 11 a.m. on NETT Radio, NETT Radio.
Calling all you NETT Radio listeners and fans. It's time to pack your cooler, gather your crews. Join us for NETT Radio, Halloween Cooler Crew in red, white, and black. On board the luxurious Island Royalty, Saturday, 15th of August, boarding at 7 p.m. from Hardcuts, Shagaramas. We sail at 8 p.m. sharp. Enjoy great music all night long from your favorite NETT DJs, Sir Chaz, CJ, Mr. Flavor, Doc International, RJ, and Fluffman.
Tell you you's a big dancer. Come show
Early bird tickets are just $200 after $250. Get your tickets now at Crosby in St. James, Rumba, St. James, Bobby's Bar in Kure, Bats International in Arima, K Square Fashions at C3 Center, West Mall and Eastgate Small, and all NETT DJs. No glass bottles allowed. Bring your coolers, bring your crews, and let's celebrate together. NETT Radio, Halloween Cooler Crew, Saturday, August the 15th, aboard the Island Royalty. For information, call 638-2609 or 497-7173. Halloween on the scene.
All right, we're back.
Indeed we are. Lovely weather today in Arima as opposed to yesterday. Yesterday was rain.
And that was lovely weather?
No.
Yes.
How could rain be lovely weather?
What? You making joke? You know much thing that's happening in the rain?
You know what's coming up? You know what's happening?
Let's for somebody talking who don't be on the road right now.
Clearly.
Hey, I might be on the road right now, but trust me, for years I've been on the road. People listen to me.
No. You know what is also, I don't know, Richard, if you have them, well, everybody have them by them now. These, the African snails. I saw one in my yard the other day. Obviously,
no, I don't have that by me. I rebuke you.
No, I don't have it by me either, but I saw one in my yard the other day, in my pond. Because
then you have it by you then.
No, hold on.
They don't have a solitary snail that say, hey, I went there, you know.
No, when they come to the wall, the wall is a wall with holes in it, you know, that type of blocks. And it came true because I've never seen a snail by me before. And I'm saying, because I don't have grass, I remove all my grass. I get rid of all my grass. Them thing like grass. And they love the rainy weather. So obviously the neighbor has them. You understand? Or somewhere in the neighborhood has them. Or it come down in the drain with all the rain or whatever. And it end up in mine. Of course, I eliminated it. But what I'm saying is that I am reading an article. I'm part of a group. I follow a group called Malabar. Lisa Morris Julian had formed a group called Malabar something in the area. And a lady said this morning, her whole wall is garbage bin, and outside the wall is covered with snails. And she wanted to know what the authorities could do. So I put in the message. I said, you better take care of your area and hope the neighbors take care of theirs. Because that is a pest that ain't going nowhere. And the authorities...
There's a snail hotline, you know.
Yeah. Go and get your snail bait, eh?
There's a snail hotline.
So what? For somebody to come and remove that?
Well, there's a snail hotline by the Ministry of Agriculture.
Telling you what to do. Then
No,
I don't know
if they come in. I can't answer what they do, but there's a snail hotline.
Well, I didn't even know that. Thanks for that information, because I would imagine that snail hotline is to tell you what to do. And you better go and get your bait and put it on yourself. And when they die, people collect them and burn them or dispose of them in a way that they can't disperse their eggs, because they still disperse eggs to create more snails, because snails multiply real fast. You know? I don't know how a slow-moving thing could multiply so fast.
To report a giant African snail infestation in Trinidad, call the Ministry of Agriculture's Plant Protection Hotline at 646-6284 or the dedicated cell line at 482-7528.
Okay. So call it and see what I say. Then call it live on your search, Charles.
That's one thing to do this morning.
Me, I no guess.
Look at the time, nobody. Hey, it's now going for 7:30. Nobody is working in government as yet. They're 9 o'clock yet.
You know the snails, then, and the snails have a no. I don't know what to come out.
Is it supposed to be working?
Yeah, it's a hotline.
All right, okay. Give me the number again, Richard.
You mean you all didn't get it just now?
No, you're talking too fast. Go ahead.
But get rid of your own snail. That's my advice.
482-7528. Better to try the cell line.
482-7528. Call that snail hotline now and let's help some people. Because real people are snail by them right now. And them snails just go big.
I haven't seen any.
But you don't have grass either, do you? No, you don't.
No, I don't really have grass. No.
Yeah, and that's probably what's saving both of us.
It has been forwarded to B-Mobile Voice Messaging Center.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, man. So much for that.
Unit of the Division of Food Production.
Hold on, let me hear what they're saying. Maybe the recording is what tells you what to do.
Please record your message. When you have finished your recording, you may hang up or press pound.
Record a message, guys.
Contact number that you can
reach. Message, just what?
Tell them, ask them if they could call the breakfast show to give advice on what to do with snails, how to get rid of snails. Hello, good morning. This is the breakfast show. Sir Charles, Richard, and Wendell. We are calling for advice on how we can get rid of snails. Our listeners are demanding such. Thank you very much. You can hang up now, Sir Charles.
Yeah, I know do that. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, you are telling you, hotline or no hotline. Is government nobody working yet?
There's also the landline. No, well,
that's where somebody will be.
Yeah, that's the ministry. That's the central ministry line. But we could try it. It's 646-6284.
Go, Sir Charles. 646-6284. Let's go. We're bringing service to the people this morning via
the number you have dialed is not in service.
Oh, Lord.
I am sorry. The number you have dialed is not in service. This is a recording from B-Mobile.
All right, let me see if it's not me. It's 646-6284, right?
6284.
Oh, all right, but then it's me then.
It's you, God.
Yeah, 646-6284. Because why would it be a B-Mobile message as a landline number?
8284?
So landline is not B-Mobile?
Wait. Start over, Richard.
Lord have mercy.
Start over, Richard. Wait, don't go do that now. Oh, gosh. Richard, give me the number, please.
646
right.
6284.
6284. Right. Oh,
that call just dropped. I heard when the call dropped.
That call, yeah, that number ain't working. So we tried, right? Okay.
Folks, go in the agricultural shop and get snail bait, okay? go in the agri and get snail bait. It's a little blue pellet. Put it down, try to cover it, put it down where it can't get wet. The snails will come to it. The smell of it will attract the snails. The snails will come to it. They will take it back to their nest, and that will get rid of all the snails. The snails, trust me, I've experienced them at a place in St. Augustine, and dead snails all over the place. But you have to gather the dead snails and burn them or get rid of them, bag them up properly and get rid of it. Do not leave the dead snails there. They will expel the eggs, and the eggs will hatch, and you're going to end up with more snails. And I don't know what the rainy season does. Maybe all those people who love rainy season know the secret, because the snails they multiply faster during the rainy season because they have nowhere to go, so they stay in the nest and jump on one another.
I'll be the babies.
And breed. You understand? Because that's why all of them who like rain do the same thing. Right?
Let's say snail.
Or they like snails.
I know people who have been collecting them and putting them. I went by somebody and they have like buckets on the outside with bleach water and all kind of thing, and they put the snails in there to kill them.
Yeah, fine. Killing them is one thing, but they still dispel the eggs. You have to burn them. You have to, or people say drown them. People say drown them, but I think burning might be the best thing. Find a drum somewhere or an area somewhere where you can put them and burn them. So there's little chance of any eggs escaping. You understand? Mrs. I would say we are a hot mess. But we tried, right? Because I know real people battling with those snails, and they started off in Diego Martin. Don't ask me who introduced them in the Diego Martin region, but that's where it started off. At one point in time, the only place you could get they had snails was Diego Martin. Now they are all over Trinidad and Tobago. All over.
Are they in Arima that much? I don't know.
Well, they in the area here by me.
Yeah, I see them a lot in my area here in Trinidad because we have grass. And they see
no, I don't see them much in Arima. I don't hear Arimians talking much about them.
But I know just said about a group chat there.
In Malabar?
In Malabar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I know there was well, actually, I'm not so sure if it's African snails or not.
It's the African snails. It have other snails otherwise. I mean, but you don't even see the other snails.
You don't see other snails. I feel like they just eat the other snails.
No?
Okay, you don't see the other snails. You only see these African snails all over the place.
Yeah. And King Govaya is suggesting he see a video of a man currying them. I don't think that's the African snail, you know. I'm not sure.
No, I saw somebody doing that too, and they advised not to do that.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dean Allen, you're right. Buying topsoil is how they move. Yeah, because the soil comes with them. The young ones, the eggs. And that's probably how they're spread all over the country now. They're all over. They're all over.
The local topsoil or the imported topsoil?
May I know which one? All I know, I use a drive more from time to time, right? To cut properties. And the amount of snail I run over.
So all these people who going about with the van selling topsoil and thing might be just transporting snail all over the place.
Because you don't have a local topsoil that like people shovel thing and pack it and wrap it up. And then I'm not lying. And then it have the imported one that look fancy. I always go for the imported one that look fancy. Because it has been my experience when you're using the topsoil that somebody get together, wherever, in whatever farm, and they throw topsoil in a bag. When you open it, have all kind of living thing inside there. All kind of thing is sneak out and I'm like, what? Throw that soil. After that experience, I say, not me and all your local topsoil, only keep it. I don't care how good it is, I don't want it. Want it nice and sealed and it look like it's imported from wherever, that's where I go in. Sorry to say, but yeah, that doesn't have nothing in it that jumping out at you. I said, hey, I buy you now. No.
Not buying local.
Yeah, I'm not buying no local topsoil. Sorry. All it can go free ahead. Go quite ahead if that is up to that's your thing. Go ahead. That is one exemption. For foreign exchange. That I will support.
Anyhow.
But I go by web and buy soil. But you're right. Sometimes things are jumping out at you. But yes. I trust web. I trust web in just down the road there for me.
Anyway, there's been these fancy packs.
Like peat moss and thing.
Huh?
Is it peat moss?
No, is it?
I'm not watching myself. I need to shave. My God.
Yeah, there are different brands of the and they're a little bit more. Of course, they're a little bit more expensive than local topsoil. But there is nothing trying to tell you hi.
Yeah. What you could do too is because I actually went and bought a bucket yesterday of chlorine, the granules, and sprinkle it around your yard and so on. I do that from time to time because I ran out and I went yesterday to buy a bucket by a surfside pools in Boundary Road in El Socorro.
Where's there?
Yeah. I went there and I bought that and I sprinkled the whole yard yesterday. Because when I see that one snail the other day, I say, no more coming across here. You understand?
Okay, so that helps.
So you just sprinkle the granules and leave it there?
Yeah, I just leave it. It dissolves and trust me, the concrete has come back white after that, Richard.
Oh, okay.
All the moss is eliminated, everything. I mean, for the part of the yard that's not tired, that concrete just get back white. You know?
Okay. All right, so guys, let's see if we can close up the poll. People, you can call us on the poll. Right? 281-315 or 299-5156, right?
You could well talk, sometimes. Hey. All right. Our poll is up. People, do you expect assistance to be given to Venezuela from TT? One person said, it's a good negotiating point. I don't know that it should be that way, especially in times of a disaster.
Yeah.
You know?
Caller, good morning. Oh, the caller gone, yes. The caller must be wanting to talk about snake.
But you didn't give the results?
No, we're taking the calls first.
Yeah, we're taking the calls and then we give the results of the poll. Caller, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, Sir Charles, Richard Wendell. I say yes to the poll. They should give assistance, and they will give assistance because it's a natural disaster. Anything could happen right next door. We could have, if it didn't want to be them, could have we got the shake up. You understand? So we given, so it's just sad that what went on across there, but nonetheless, it's beyond our control, right? So, and one more thing before I go, don't forget people, Saturday the 15th of August, let us make it like a movie, people. Early bird tickets are out $200, go and get it now. And if you want, or you can link up with all your DJs, to get your tickets. You don't know. Bless.
Thank you very much. All right. Yeah. Definitely. And it had triggered a number of tsunami warnings, but thank God none of that happened, and they discontinued those warnings. Yeah, so people, we're taking your calls on the poll, 281-315-299-5156. All right. The government said that they will be offering assistance. Do you expect that assistance to go in that direction? That is what we are asking you all this morning. All right, so not much according on the poll. So I guess we could probably just give the results of it, right, Wendell? And get into the
let's give the results. Well, so Charles, that can't be correct. Because I'm almost certain I saw a no on the chat. But 100% said yes, and 0% said no. But I'm almost certain I saw a 2 from someone earlier on.
Well, I know. Any 2s?
Yeah, so it didn't pick it up. It didn't pick it up. But there was a 2 from someone. I'll tell you who it is just now. But I saw a 2 from someone on the chat. But we could still take a couple calls, people. And we want to deal with this arrest, these warrants that were issued that we don't know what the warrants for. Because I'll read something for you that somebody somebody sent for me a reminder of what was said by the Prime Minister. She said, and I quote, "What we do have control over is what our law enforcement tells us about some of the activities of these persons. The time when they receive the keys to the city and license to mash up the place, that time is over." In her defense of the AG's claim the following day, after it drew criticism from the Syrian Lebanese community and other sectors of society, Prasad Bisetta insisted that Jeremy's comments were intended to reinforce a simple principle that no individual or organization should expect immunity from criminal investigation because of wealth, status, or influence. Whether criminal elements identify themselves as six, the 7, the 1%, or by any other name, they are all subject to the laws of Trinidad and Tobago and will be treated accordingly by the justice system. So that's when, in support of when Richard said this morning, the lines are being blurred. Because comments like that are made, and then you see this type of action by the TTPS 2 weeks later. We'll see where it goes.
All right, well, we are taking your calls, and you can get in on the show, 28113 and 529951556. You know, but at the end of the day, isn't it that any government dealing with a crime situation across the board, whether it be white collar, blue collar, or any other color, will have to work with, instruct, or demand of the police and or the security.
No. I know where you're going, and you're conflating the issue.
Yeah.
The issue is not that government is one, resourcing the security services. 2, there is an intersect in terms of policy direction, in terms of, okay, we are going to concentrate on technology and we're going to finance technology, etc., etc. They may get briefings at the National Security Council, but they should not be able to influence whom you arrest.
Yeah, but
that should be intelligence driven, and that should be driven on the basis of evidential requirements and whatever else that you're working with within the parameters of the Constitution. And all I said this morning was that when politicians talk too much, they start to blur those lines. And blurring the lines of the political vengeance, let's call it that. I'm not saying it's that, but let's call it that. When you start to blur the lines between whomever politicians may not like because of whatever their connections may or may not be to the opposition party, and I'm just speaking generically, I'm not talking about the UNC specifically, I'm just talking about the concept that politics often has, you are obviously in a democracy, and usually 2-party states, you're in opposition to another party generally. Those parties are going to have financiers. If as a political party, you become vengeful against whom you consider to be supporters of that party and use the security services as an arm, it becomes troubling and it becomes a blurring of the line. I'm not saying that that's what is happening here, but I'm saying the optics of when politicians talk too much can sometimes hinder the work of the TTPS or the security services, because you start to create the view that there is an intersect when there may be none. But the optics matter.
And
you don't have to go very far, and you don't have to go very far where the justice system sometimes is used and weaponized against opponents. Okay? And by the justice system, I'm just talking about, and when I say you don't have to go very far, our big neighbor to the north, you can see where sometimes the justice system is being weaponized in terms of people who are considered opponents or people who you are being vengeful against. A democracy Of course, the court system is the next bar in terms of the check and balance against that kind of power. So the judiciary and the system in terms of the court system has to be also a check and balance if there is an overreach and if there is an overstep. Mm-hmm. So the complicated check and balances that democracies have in trying to maintain the balance, because human beings are human beings. And those checks and balances in democracies didn't just come across, didn't just happen just by chance. It's from a historical perspective that they realized how power in democracies can be corrupted. Have they all gotten it right? Absolutely not. But the checks and balances are those guardrails to say, look, if this one slips, this one may be able to be the guardrail to prevent it being an abuse. And that's the point I was trying to make. So that's why I said sometimes politicians need to keep quiet.
And Richard, I mean, there's very little to add to what you just said. But I'll tell you something. We've and over time we have always had political parties or governments come in that they accuse the opposition of being funded by this one and funded by that one. It's not the first time. We heard all manner of names called who funded the UNC, right? We have heard all manner of names who funded the PNN.
Well, if I may interrupt you, Wendell, part of that problem is that no government has been serious about campaign finance reform.
Exactly.
And the transparency of it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So names will keep calling. We're going to hear a bunch of names because look at this issue right now with this government, with Landmark TT and the $3.4 billion contract that was scrapped by AGC, which we haven't really dealt with. The contract is now scrapped. Procurement had asked them to hold on it. Now AGC has just announced they've scrapped the contract. Those things need going into because they will probably point to an area that some people may not like. But this is tiring. It is tiring. So now a businessman, whether he is involved in nefarious activities or not, was actually warned that they're coming after him, that they're coming after all you. He was warned.
Yeah, but he wasn't particularly warned in a situation like that.
So Charles,
I didn't hear government.
If you are of that ilk, of that 1% category, and an attorney general stands up in parliament, backed by a prime minister, and say, "We coming after you. Tetron awaits." Those are the words he used, Tetron awaits. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, that is not a warning for you if you're involved in some kind of nefarious activity.
Well, that could be in almost every sphere also, Wendell.
Yes.
In the fact that there's one particular part of the conversation I think I remember that the Prime Minister did also mention when she said, and I'm paraphrasing here, let's not mix bones about it, that there are members of the community who are involved in crime and white collar crime and stuff. So she was basically saying to those individuals, be aware, we are coming for you. Just like
that's not a warning. We say the same thing,
No, but what I'm saying is that she didn't call names and mean directly.
No, she didn't have to, Sir Charles. But if she say members of the Chinese community, you are involved in so-and-so, I'll be warning you all. If I am a member of the Chinese community and I know I'm involved in something wrong, won't I fix it? If I have stuff on my computer or stuff in my place, won't I fix it?
Yeah, but
won't I remove it?
Yeah, but look also, Wendell, look, just a couple of days ago, the police commissioner made a statement when he said he was talking to the criminal element saying, you all put down the guns or we are coming for you all. Who you think he was talking to at that point in time?
And criminal element is broad, Sir Charles. Stop trying to defend stupidity.
No, I'm not trying to
speaking about the attack on the Syrian Lebanese community.
No, I am not saying that there is an attack. As I'm saying that if there are certain types of crimes taking place and certain members in a community are involved in that crime, well then I think, and especially if government is now doing their work, feeling that past governments have not been dealing with it, and it is creating a problem, then they have a responsibility to put the resources in place, because the police may be saying to them, well, here we're on. We would like to deal with certain things, but we don't have the resources. We don't have this. We don't have that. And if they are now putting things in place that they can go after people who have been involved in white-collar crime, I don't know why.
From a philosophical point of view, you want all criminals in whatever strata they belong to be held accountable for their illegal activities. And I think that's your general conversation.
Yeah.
But you're generalizing what cannot be generalized, Sir Charles. Yeah. Because it was not generalized. And this goes back to platform speeches prior to the general election. And I remember the current Prime Minister on a platform talking about that 1%, inverted commas, and saying, we come in for all year. I remember that, and I remember we didn't discuss it on the program I did, because I had it noted as something to discuss. What do you mean by when you say things like that on the platform? And what does that kind of vengeance mean? And how is that going to be operationalized if you were elected? They weren't elected at that point. They have been elected. And that's why I come back to the point, sometimes politicians need to keep quiet. Because now you have, from an optics point of view, you have now created a possible conversation that you are blurring those lines. Because you have said things prior to election, you've said now things post-election, and now you are seeing something that has occurred. And that's all I'm saying. That those guardrails are important, and the system and security services and the system of justice in a Trinidad and Tobago perspective cannot be weaponized against whom you personally don't like.
Exactly.
And that's the guardrails that I'm talking about, Sir Charles.
Yeah. Well, I understand
on either party may justify and always will argue for why their party may be doing the correct thing. I am beyond that conversation. And I'm just saying guardrails are important in terms of the system being fair. But if you are articulating certain directions, and certain directions not from an evidential point of view, because you are not an investigator, you are saying things on the basis of we are coming for you as an implied threat. And I'm saying as a country, you have to be more circumspect in the language you use when you are in a leadership position, because there are consequences to the use of that language.
You know, and I am wondering if it is only being seen that way because of who may be affected now, because that kind of language have been used.
No.
But that kind of language. No. Especially where blue collar crime is concerned, you know.
Sir Charles, no, you're playing up. Let me tell you why you're playing up. We have real examples. No, let me finish. We have real examples occurring in modern day society on planet Earth of systems that were particularly independent being not independent and being weaponized. In other countries, you see it happening. So don't pretend that it does not happen. And I'm just saying, for our system, we have to make sure the guardrails hold. And of course, the biggest guardian of those guardrails is obviously the court. But can the system be weaponized? Of course it can be. And when it's weaponized, you have people in that other jurisdiction, our big neighbor to the north. When it's weaponized, you have people who justify and say yes, and come up with excuses to justify the weaponization.
All right, so let me see if I can explain this way, Richard. Recognizing that where we do have a problem with certain types of crimes and things happening in the country. Now, when a government says, they cannot or should not direct the police to go after individuals, as in the situation as Gary Griffin has said in the past, he was told to go after this particular one. But a government coming into power, recognizing that we have a problem with certain things, that I think that government can say to the police, look, we want a greater emphasis on corruption and financial crimes. And it's the police to say, well, okay, well, provide us with the resources and we would deal with those situations.
You're saying something different now, you know. You're saying something different now, you know. Nothing wrong with that.
That's not what's happening here.
Exactly.
and I go back to my point, Sir Charles. I can't speak to the justification of what the TTPS did or not. I cannot. I don't have the information. None of us do. All I am saying is that the optics have been polluted by politicians talking too much.
Yeah. Mm. But the optics also is so you.
Charles, let me tell you where you're going wrong. You're right in most of what you're saying, you know, but let me tell you where you're going wrong. Governments generally go to the parliament or go on the platform and speak about criminals, criminal activity, regardless of whoever committing it, right? They speak about criminal activity. I don't know that there has ever been a government, and the UNC has been in government more than once before, including under Kamala predecessor, has gone to a parliament and actually identify a particular community. I don't know that has ever happened. That's what was done 2 to 3 weeks ago. If I am part of that community, and that community is a small community, and I may be involved in nefarious activities, and I am being told they're coming for me, what do you think I'm going to do? You really think I'm going to sit there and wait for them to come and find stuff on my computer or find stuff in my property? Or you think I'm going to wait and let them come and find it?
Yeah, but
let me tell you something. Let me predict what's going to happen. And if I'm wrong, I will come back and say, "Ole, I was wrong." They are going. An attorney is going to file some paper saying hand back all those devices. They will hand it back. Probably no charge, because we'll wait and see, because maybe no charge will come out of this. And the fact that they get a warrant to go by Mr. Hadid, you really think he didn't know they're coming? You really think he didn't know? They don't need warrants right now. It's beyond a state of emergency. They could have just gone. They could have just invade that place and take what they want to take. You really think going and getting a warrant done here, no?
Well, maybe it was. I can't say why it was done that way or how it was done. You know, and remember, a warrant also is not a charge, right? A warrant is like a fact-finding kind of mission that you.
No, the police said that. You know, the police said don't take from this that any charge will come out of it or whatnot. So what is that? What level of BS is that?
Well, you're searching to find out something when, of course, now a police officer, when it comes to warrants, will not just go on a man in the station that's giving him warrant. He has to go to a magistrate. He has to provide a magistrate with a certain amount of
emergency. A lot of those things, what you're saying, are temporarily abridged, which is why they want to say the emergency, right? But it is obviously, from the press conference yesterday and the communiques that the TTPS has put out, if you're reading it logically, you can see that they're being extra careful.
Oh, yes.
And they have to be.
And why do they have to be such?
Because of who they are going after. Yes. When they're Peter, it's a different kind of way they will go looking for something in Westmoreland.
So you're saying resourced people will be treated a little differently.
It has always been that way. When they go into Beetham looking for drugs, they go with the dog, jump up and people.
different.
You know.
We had a state of emergency, and the TTPS went head over heels to ensure. First of all, they didn't release who the information was.
No, they refused to say who it is. Mm-hmm.
They were very coy in the press conference and saying, well, you know, it's under investigation. It's under investigation. Even the reporter was asking, well, when at what time did you the investigation is still on, coy to the point of being almost farcical, and then you get this press release about this does not mean that there is a charge. This does not mean XYZ. This does not mean ABC. And you're like, what? Because that's weird. I've never seen a press release like that before from the TTPS. Maybe you have, Sir Charles. I've never seen that before. Why are they going through all these lengths? And it's because the possibility may be that you will be sued. And because and Trinidad and Tobago is a small space. Of course, we're going to find out who it is. Some police officer go tell somebody go tell somebody else, and it's going to come out. And so said, so done. I don't think it was officially released by the TTPS who it was, but it came out into the media.
Yes. And they've not
and
officially said anything.
Media didn't say it, but the all media houses have it. And social media was buzzing with who it was. Because the times have changed. So no matter how agencies may want to be secretive, it's very difficult now because of the transformation of the world into being instantaneous and digital. So something don't have to come to your mailbox like politicians. You see somebody left something in my mailbox. Or in your mailbox, yes, on your phone. So
you know what the only thing the TTPS
information now. And I'm just saying for the system to be fair, because we already have a confidence issue in citizenry in our institutions. And if you recognize that as true, if you don't, well then I can't argue with you. But what I'm saying, if you recognize that there's an issue of confidence in our institutions, then the people who man these institutions should be mindful of it. Whether it be the TTPS, whether it be the leadership, whether it be politicians, whether it be ministries, whether it be statutory bodies, whatever it is, whatever institution that you man, you need to understand that institutional reputation is being undermined in the minds of citizens and their confidence in those institutions. And so you have to always
you know what the TTPS has been able to keep very quiet so far, or out of the public domain so far? The identity of the officers involved in the killing of Joshua Samaru. They've managed to do that though. I could give them kudos 100% for that. They've managed to keep the identity of those officers out of the public domain thus far.
Yeah. And as we wrap up, Sir Charles, because I know we're going to the news, I just want to say that governments sometimes make the job of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service more difficult.
Yeah.
Right,
which is why a current government minister could be telling the TTPS they're trying to bring down his own government. I said that before. I said it before he said it. The TTPS was the downfall of the last government, and they'll be the downfall of this government. Mark my words.
All right, so let's go for the newspaper, and when we come back, we'll continue chatting with you here on NETT Radio.
Well, we'll take...
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is NETT Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, and Dial Caribbean TV. I am Derek McMillan. Thank you for joining us. Defense Minister Wayne Sturge has defended the deployment of U.S. Navy SEAL personnel to Trinidad and Tobago, saying the move will strengthen national security rather than undermine the country's sovereignty. Sturge said the personnel will provide specialized training to support border protection and efforts to combat drug trafficking and other transnational crime. His comments come as the opposition questioned the legal basis for the deployment and called for greater transparency from government. Former Police Commissioner Gary Griffith has sought to reassure the public, saying the SEALs will not conduct local operations, but are expected to focus on training specialized units within the protective services. A prominent businessman and his wife are assisting police with investigations after officers executed court-authorized search warrants at properties in West Moorings and Trinidad on Wednesday. Police say laptops and other electronic devices were seized during the operation, which was carried out by a specialized unit of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. The TTPS confirmed that the couple was detained, but stressed that no charges have been laid and that the execution of a search warrant is a routine investigative procedure. Police are urging the public not to draw conclusions while investigations remain ongoing. The T&T Electricity Commission has threatened legal action against Port of Spain South MP Keith Scotland and attorney Keisha Kidd Hannibal over their handling of a lawsuit to recover $2.4 million in unpaid electricity bills from now-defunct ice cream manufacturer Flavor 8 Foods. In a pre-action letter, T&Tech alleges professional negligence, breach of contract, and misrepresentation, claiming the handling of the matter caused it to lose the opportunity to recover the debt. The attorneys have been given 28 days to respond before legal proceedings are filed. Scotland has denied any wrongdoing and says his attorneys will respond in due course. Christopher Samaru, the father of Joshua Samaru, remains in police custody following his arrest on Monday night under the emergency powers regulations. His attorney, Aaron Lewis, says Samaru is in good spirits and is expected to receive an update today on whether any charges will be laid. Lewis said Samaru voluntarily went to a police station to address concerns over comments he made during a radio interview, but was later detained under regulations relating to influencing public opinion. The attorney maintains that his client's comments were taken out of context and says the arrest has added to the family's emotional distress following Joshua Samaru's death. Police in Tobago are searching for 5 men following an attempted ATM theft in Plymouth early on Wednesday. Investigators say the suspects hijacked a backhoe and a truck from a state constable's before using the heavy equipment to ram the building housing an ATM at Supreme Plaza. The men were unable to remove the machine after the backhoe was damaged during the attempt. They fled empty-handed, abandoning the stolen truck a short distance away. Police are continuing investigations and are appealing to anyone with information to come forward. Finally, a Ukrainian drone attack has knocked out power in Sevastopol, the largest city in Russian-occupied Crimea. Russian-installed officials say the overnight strike damaged the city's main power substation, leaving parts of Sevastopol without electricity while repairs continue. Ukraine says the attack targeted military infrastructure as part of its campaign to disrupt Russian logistics and pressure Moscow. The latest strike comes as both sides continue exchanging large-scale drone attacks, with Russia claiming to have intercepted more than 300 Ukrainian drones overnight. And that is NETT Radio News at this time.
That was news now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
Welcome to Inside the Net on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio. Our daily insights as we count down the journey to FIFA World Cup 2026. Here is today's insight.
Every World Cup story begins long before the opening match. Before the stadiums fill and the anthem plays, there is qualification. A journey that spans years and thousands of matches. Nations from every continent compete for the opportunity to reach football's biggest stage. For some countries, qualification is expected. For others, it represents a once-in-a-generation dream. Every goal matters. Every match can change history. Many great football stories are written during qualification campaigns, chasing a dream shared by millions. As FIFA World Cup 2026 approaches, teams around the world continue their pursuit of a place in the tournament. This has been Inside the Net, Road to FIFA World Cup 2026 Insights. Join us again as we continue the journey to football's biggest stage.
You've been listening to Inside the Net as we count down the journey to FIFA World Cup 2026 on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Calling all you NETT Radio listeners and fans. It's time to pack your cooler, gather your crews. Join us on NETT Radio, Halloween Cooler Crew in red, white and black. On board the luxurious Island Royalty, Saturday, 15th of August, boarding at 7 p.m. from Hardcuts Shagaramas. We sail at 8 p.m. sharp. Enjoy great music all night long from your favorite NETT DJs, Sir Charles, CJ, Mr. Flavor, Doc International, RJ, and Fluffman.
Tell you you's a big dancer. Come show
Early bird tickets are just $200 after $250. Get your tickets now at Crosby in St. James, Rumba, St. James, Bobby's Bar in Kure, Bats International in Arima, K Square Fashions at C3 Center, West Mall and Eastgate Small, and all NETT DJs. No glass bottles allowed. Bring your coolers, bring your crews, and let's celebrate together. NETT Radio, Halloween Cooler Crew, Saturday, August the 15th, aboard the Island Royalty. For information, call 638-2609 or 497-7173. Call we on the scene.
Necessary Arts Trinidad and Tobago presents Women and Children First.
Some sisters are losing their voices.
We are losing our childhood.
Women and Children First, written and directed by Penelope Spencer.
July 5th, Little Carib Theatre, one important show.
A performance, a tribute to our women and children. Drama, comedy, issues for the whole family.
Call 752-7050 or 683-4843 for more ticket info.
Women and Children First. See you there.
What do we all want for Trinidad and Tobago? Safer communities, greater opportunities, and a better future. Join Denise Deming every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on NETT Radio for Common Ground TNT. Each week, respected guests tackle the issues affecting our nation, from crime and education to healthcare, the economy, and good governance. Common Ground TNT, finding solutions through conversation. Tuesdays at 11 a.m. on NETT Radio, NETT Radio.
Flavor Entertainment Services, your one-stop premium entertainment service provider. We offer top-tier, best-in-class karaoke and DJ services for your private events, sports bars and lounge. Let us help make your birthday parties, weddings, anniversaries, and corporate special events memorable and special. Call us now at 462-2029. We provide more than just music. We create memories that last.
Trinidad and Tobago, get ready! Helan of the Ultimate DJ Shane invite you to the Ride of the Year, Reggae Ride 26.
I met a girl this morning. She was love at first sight.
On Saturday, June 27th, on board the Harbor Master, represent your colors with a touch of gold, green, red, and white, featuring DJ Damien, Ever Slick, DJ Junior, Gaylan, and the ultimate DJ Shane. Boarding 11 p.m. and sailing at 12 midnight sharp. Tickets are only $250 and are available at all Agard's Nuts House locations, City Furniture stores nationwide, and online at islandetickets.com. Call or WhatsApp 333-7601 for more information and tickets. Walk with your coolers. No oversized coolers and no glass bottles allowed. The Reggae Ride 26 is proudly sponsored by Agard's Nuts House, City Furniture, Tocopia Hotel and Lounge, Cricket Lab Academy, Cafe Barista, Endura Malt, NFM, Rios Wax and Parlor, and Langston Roach Industries. One boat, one vibe, one love. The Reggae Ride 26.
Scandal in Citrus is back in Port of Spain, and yup, we're finally at Queen's Hall for 2 nights only, on Saturday the 27th of June at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 28th at 6:30 p.m. Tickets available at the usual outlets and online. But you can now buy tickets on our website, rsrrproductions.com. We think you'll like it. And at the Queen's Hall box office, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Scandal in Citrus. We're at Queen's Hall.
Scandal in Citrus.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to the breakfast show here on your TT Radio. It's now 16 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock, and we're happy to be here with you. Of course, just to let you know that we have our Cooler Cruise coming up on the 15th of August, and we want to urge everybody that listens to NETT Radio, we want you to come on board, get your tickets, and get them now, because the early bird tickets are just $200. After that, you pay $250. So I think it's in your best interest to try and get your early bird tickets. They are available right now at Crosby's if you're in St. James. You can also go down and check Wendell at Rumbox. That's a little further down in St. James. Also at Bobby's Bar in Kirep, and Fats International, they are in Arima. I'm telling you, it's going to be on what we consider to be the ultimate cooler ride. You can also get your tickets at K Squared Fashions. They are located at C3 Center in San Fernando, Eastgate Mall, that's in Trin City there, and at West Mall. So get your tickets, don't wait, pack your coolers, and on the day when you're going out, you can pass by Rumbox and get all that you want to put in that cooler. Get some Heineken for Richard, get some Root Boy for Wendell, and I have a kind of passion to vodka. I like vodka and orange juice. I can drink that all night, right?
You're going where?
Right? So that is what you need to pack in your coolers. And don't worry, we're drinking everything. We're going right down until we lie down. That is how we're treating it, right? So yeah, so
I like that saying.
Pack your coolers.
Right down until we lie down.
Yeah, right down until we lie down. That cooler is empty before we leave. And if it ain't empty, when the boat come back, we'll sit down on the pier and we're going to drink it out. Right? But it's going to be a nice time. So organize your cruise, organize your teams, and you can get the tickets at any member of NETT Radio, the DJs. You can call the presenters, or you can call any one of our numbers here, or send me a text, and I will get back to you. If you want me to drop the ticket for you anyway, I'll come in and drop the ticket. All right? We just want you on board. Come and hang out with the breakfast team. Come and hang out with the other presenters. Come and see who is, Mr. Flavor, and meet RJ and all the other DJs, and we're just going to have a fun time. Remember, it's August the 15th, but don't wait until you reach into August to try and get your tickets. You may not get any, so get your tickets now. Okay? Right. The Cooler Cruise. And in your red, white, and black, because it's pre-independence. Mix and match your colors. It's going to be a nice one. Right, Wendell? So we are back.
I want to read a comment here. I think this is the comment of the chat this morning. by Zuti 42, whoever Zuti 42 is. That's not a regular chatter. Zuti 42, go to the head of the class. Let me read his comment, his or her comment. I guess it's a his, I've seen a man face. The TTPS has the competence of a paperclip and can't even put together an informative presser that can clear any ambiguous thoughts and rumors about the court-led warrant. This leads to more Q&A. Because that's what they said. Eh? They said a court judicature. I think that's the fancy word they use. Where did they release the TTPS thing? Who said? Let's send it to me. Wait, let me find it. Wait, boy. Oh, somebody sent me the allegations now too, boy. I'm now seeing it. Okay. Oh. Look at the other people who have been. No, these are bacchanal people. People, this is a bacchanal if it's true. If it is true. Oh, well, now, can't share it. And now seeing that person send that to me, boy. Anyway, I want to get the TTPS release that said what they said about it. Anybody have it? Are they ready? Right. It says TTPS media release. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service confirms that arising out of an ongoing investigation, officers executed search warrants lawfully issued by the Supreme Court of Judicature at locations in Westmoreland and Trinity earlier today. During the execution of these warrants, 2 individuals were detained and are currently assisting investigators with inquiries. No charges have been laid at this time. The TTPS emphasizes that the execution of a warrant is a standard investigative procedure and does not constitute a finding of wrongdoing. All actions taken by officers were conducted strictly within the parameters of the law, under judicial authority, and with full regard for the rights and reputational interests of all persons involved. See why Richard said he never see anything like this before? Because I never read anything like this before. The TTPS further notes that no conclusion should be drawn regarding the status of any individual until investigations are completed and any evidence is properly assessed in accordance with due process. As this matter remains active, no additional details can be disclosed at this stage. The TTPS remains committed to conducting all investigations with professionalism, fairness, and respect for the rule of law. Corporate Communications Unit. You see what? I've never seen a release like that actually too. Richard is right. I don't know that they've ever been so careful with their words in terms of how they treat Twitter report. But brother man, if what I read in here is true, and it's gonna start a spread, I ain't sharing it. Nobody ain't gonna say it come from my phone, my phone. Or they gonna get it from somebody else. But if what I'm reading here is true, I'm waiting to see how this play out. This is going to make some attorneys very rich. Very rich. Apparently also too, I don't know if you all remember, Sir Charles, we read it in the news, but we may have missed talking about it. There was a retired, I think, customs officer held recently. I don't know if you remember that story, with a whole lot of marijuana and a gun in a washing machine or something. So, remember a shipment came in?
I can't.
This was in the news this week. I found out Monday or the end of last week.
You
don't remember that story? No, the person apparently, the shipment was assigned, I think, to a retired customs officer. And a gun was also thing. That made news this week, I think. You understand?
Right. I can't recall because I can't recall seeing it. Even in preparation of the news and thing, I can't recall having that across our news. I may have missed that. It happens like that. Not everything you pick up. You know? But at the end of the day, where search warrants are concerned, if the police has reasonable information to believe that they can conduct a search on any citizen I don't know how that would make anybody rich in a situation like that. If is it that you can't conduct search warrants on certain people, or you have the right to conduct a search warrant if you believe that there's something going on?
What do you mean? Who's talking about not a search warrant?
You said that you saw coming out of this that it's going to make a lot of people rich, attorneys rich. But I'm saying if the police execute a search warrant and they don't have anything eventually and say, okay, well, they didn't find the evidence or whatever it is, or enough to lay charges against somebody, is that enough grounds that somebody can take them to court for executing a search warrant? And like on me then, if they
the search warrant and right now a search warrant is not even necessary. We said that just now.
Yeah.
Right now, a search warrant is not even necessary.
Yeah. I was just going on what you were saying now, talking about because you said it will make people rich. So I want to know how.
No, I said attorneys, a matter like this, eventually. I've not shared what I just got.
Okay.
And I'm not going to share. But I'm just saying, if anything is accurate in what I got, then a lot of attorneys are going to get very rich.
Yeah. As I suppose, and that is if those things, if people got, if charges are laid against them for those things, right? Well, of course, like everything else, when the police does certain things, because when we go back even to the COVID situation, you remember there was a lot of talk also when Gary Griffith went into certain areas and how the police treated with certain people. Remember, they put them on the ground and that kind of thing. And when they had to go into other areas to search or whatever is the case, they were very hesitant. And if they did go, they went in a different way. Because when you go to certain people's places, according to what you do, if they have the resources to probably take you to court, and when you if you're at fault, you understand? So of course the police know that. Yes, and so the way they will treat with certain individuals in cases like this is not how they will treat with the normal pleb on the street.
I think what they're going to do in this case is they're going to go the way of a PDO. Because if they go, that warrant, trust me, if after 48 hours or something, some attorney is going to apply for the release, so I think they're going to go for a PDO. If they're serious about what they're doing, I think they're going to issue a PDO for the same people. You understand?
Yeah. Well, that will it's the only time will give us that.
Well, by the end of the day, you'll know, because it's already 24 hours, not so?
Yeah.
Just about?
Yeah, just about. Time we heard about it yesterday. So I will make lunchtime. Let's say lunchtime, make it 24 by tomorrow lunchtime. If they don't
by Friday we would know. Let's see if my prediction comes true.
All right. Well, people, we are taking your calls, 2811-315-299-5156, and you can get in on the discussions. Of course, like everything else, we urge you to be responsible with your comments. But we can take your comments. Let's hear from you. Caller, good morning.
Good morning again, gentlemen. I'm not surprised at all. It's always like this for certain people, because for the poor man, they will bust down the door, mash up everything. Because I see videos where in the past where police went with no warrant because of so-called SOE, and they mash down the door. When they searching everything, toss up, turn up, all kind of how, and the people in them bowling door, mash up, all kind of thing. But for the rich and the famous, they taking their time, they making sure they get their warrant, because at the end of the day, the rich and famous have money to pump their lawyers, but the poor man don't have that. And they just treat everybody accordingly. And same thing I'm seeing here. For example, like the young lady, where they hold it up, and Mr. Griffith talk about it. They bring all these riot squad for her, and they take shit down and whatnot. But I just watching, seeing it is sad, because they're treating, you say SOE, you could enter because you don't need a warrant. But yet certain people also have to make sure and get a warrant. I just watching this with her and I taking her with her pinch or so. It's not surprising.
Yeah.
Because see a lot of it become anything like that, they mean them busting down door, they mean get her. Whatever they do after, you had to fight up after the TV flat on the ground and it mash up wherever, you had to face the consequence. The person, the house had to pay for that. They mean paying for that. But the rich and famous, you can't do that. I tell you this, that's why I keep saying crime will never stop. Crime will be continuous. It continuous, and it's continuing like just like that. Because for the poor man, they're putting a foot on the neck, and for the rich and famous, all right, we're treating them accordingly. We make sure they get warrant and wherever. I said that before. It's not surprising me under SOE for certain people. Maybe they got bust on the door, but when say rich and famous, you had to make sure get that warrant because partners, they come in with a bag of lawyers. Anyway,
This is the article here. Thanks, Norris. The Customs and Excise Division intercepted a shipment containing marijuana and a firearm during an intelligence-led operation at a customs bonded area in Port of Spain on Monday. According to a Ministry of Finance media release, officers conducted a detailed examination of cargo consigned to a retired Customs and Excise guard and discovered 11 packages containing a green plant-like substance. Oh, you know how long I hear that too? Yeah. Believed to be marijuana with an estimated street value of $1.4 million. I tell you this, I remember this story coming out, and this story is, you'll see and hear about the link sooner or later, people. So, and Carla Hercules, where I saw your comment and I agree with it. No one is above the law. What's good for Peter, good for Paul and Saul. So stop talking like you all care. It's about time. So it's only one race. Only one race would be before the law all the time. Carla Hercules, you're right, We're not supporting criminal activity by anybody, But we have been noting, and a lot of people have been noting, and even calling about it, the differences between Paul and Saul. You understand? Or Peter and Paul. We noticing the differences. You understand? So let's see where it goes. And if this government, again, they've already blurred the lines, but let's go past that. This government, and I made this promise on radio here the other day. Somebody reminded me yesterday. So now you're going to join the UNC. Because I said Richard, Sir Charles and myself will join the UNC if this government dare to lock up one member of the so-called 1%. Did I say that? Well, let me see where it go.
Nice if they make a deal.
Let me see where it go.
Right. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Sir Charles.
Morning, Zena.
Morning, Wendell and Richard.
Morning.
And we living on the animal farm a very long time.
Yeah, man.
And because didn't Kizzy Reeves tell us it's Kizzy Reeves?
Yeah, class language.
Yes.
We
heard it. Lots of different calypsos and that range.
One for the rich and one for the poor.
There's nothing new with that kind of careful, with a capital C in red, careful approach. The actor, when he called her before said it, the poor man don't get that kind of dignity. You understand? So we accustomed to it. We live in an animal world. All we would see places the ladies sit mashed down, dog on top of your bed, all over your clothes. So, as you say, we will watch tricks and see what happens. But Wendell, I sent something to you. It's not a customs officer. From what I heard on the news, I said it's a retired custom guard.
Yeah, I just read that, Zena. I just read the article.
Right. Because they're different to the custom officer itself. They're the guards in the around where they have the people taking out it.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Okay, I kind of missed parts only this morning between sleep and wake. I was watching a sweet movie there on Netflix. Gave me up 3 hours.
Netflix does have porn?
Pardon me?
Netflix does have porn?
It's only that one kind of thing associated with me.
Well, you said the way you said it was sweet just now.
Well, maybe I should say very interesting.
Very interesting. You know, see that old pedal dragging
you ever watch His and Hers?
No.
Annette. Yeah?
No.
The movie His and Hers.
I never watch it.
It's very interesting.
It's sweet. It's sweet.
Yeah, with a sweet ending.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, thanks. Lord. All right. Caller, good morning to you. Welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
I am watching this very carefully, and I'll tell you why. At the end of the day, and I'm not saying that they are above the law. They're not above the law. The 1% are not above the law. But they also have the ability to cross the country. And the government has to be very careful in what they're doing. And when I mean cross the country, if they decide that, okay, we're closing down everything that we have, what will happen? They're going after us, and we decide we're closing down Blue Water, we're closing down KFC, we're closing down everything, and put people on the breadline. What happens? And moving out, because they're targeting us. And we're moving out. What will happen to the country? It's just something to consider. I'm not saying that they're going to do it, but it's something to consider because you all sent that red flag early that we will be coming after you by the statement of the AG. It was very clear to me. It wasn't even hiding. To say, well, we're going after everybody. We're going after the 1%ers. So if we're going after you all, then the safest thing for me to do is pack my bag, take my family and move.
Yeah.
What happens then?
That's one of the options. I don't want to say what are the other options, but that's one of them.
Thanks very much, Kola. Virginia.
I'm now hearing from my friend in Caracas. So I guess everything is all right with it. He's now messaging me as we speak.
Okay. We can't get to talk with him?
I wonder.
Send him, ask him if you can call him now. When you send me a number.
Yeah.
Send him a message. Find if you can talk with him. Take a little feeler. Raymond, good morning.
Hi, good morning to Charles Wendell.
Good morning.
Yeah. This situation with this 1% thing is it has too many missing pieces. And I would like to see how that, according to Wendell, how that will end up. That will be long drawn out, and maybe not in our lifetime, we might have a conclusion to that. Wendell, I don't know if you saw the relief put up by the Prime Minister of Barbados, and I want to know why a similar situation could not come from Trinidad and Tobago. Mia Morty said, I spoke to the Rodriguez this morning or last night, conveying sympathy from the people of Barbados, the government of Barbados and whatnot. And she said that due to an act of God, this tragedy took place and things, but these things don't stop at borders. And what is required now is humanity, which the government of Barbados would be putting forward in terms of helping Venezuela in whatever way possible when they request it. Why couldn't our Prime Minister do something and be the bigger person and score valid points by calling their receipt on behalf of Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah, asking us a question we really can't answer for you. Well,
yeah.
Yeah, you're asking us a question we really cannot answer for you. We are not discussing.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, take it. Charlie said you could call him in 5 to 10 minutes. Right?
0.5, okay.
He said from his building, it felt like the building was going to collapse yesterday. It was very strong. He lives on the 11th floor of a building.
Yeah, that building swaying.
Yeah. So you say you could call him in about 5 to 10 minutes, right?
All right. Yeah, I'll do that.
Well, we're still on Gael TV. We're still live on Gael TV. Let's hope they hold on a bit for an interview live out of Caracas, Venezuela.
All right. But in the meantime, we continue to take your calls. 2811-315-299-5156. All right. So you can give us a call, share your thoughts on the different topics.
Yeah, because I mean, and if TTPS, I just hope all you're crossing all your T's and dotting all your I's with your operations that you're doing. Okay, let's just hope that. You understand?
Well, if they don't do that in a situation like that with people who have the ability to take you down the road of litigation, well, then that speaks plenty. But I suppose that's why you're probably not hearing much from them where it discusses, because they have been very careful. Yeah.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hey, Mr. Charles. Morning.
Morning to you, Dabney. How are you doing?
Morning, London.
Morning.
You know, I saw the handsome young attorney who you were interviewing 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I saw him on TV last night. I missed.
You saw the handsome attorney?
Young, handsome attorney, Stephen Moore.
Stephen Moore, you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yes. I saw him on TV6 last night. But I didn't hear any full interview from you, so I had to believe. But you know, I heard him say something, but I didn't even know because the last set of SOE, well, there's so many, they had released those who they did not charge, right? So he said that those who are presently in the last SOE, they are still there. But any people have the new SOE going on until whenever? Is it in place now?
It was extended. It is being extended by 3 months. Yeah, it's being extended by 3 months. The date for the first 3 months gone already.
Right. So this current SUE, those who were there in the last one, they are still there, according to what he said. You know, I didn't know that. So because he said he has clients who are there, and they are still in SUE under the last SUE. It's like an automatic renewal. You were there and you had to stay there. So he also said that the tribunal is the only thing they could go to come out. But he said it ain't making sense. He said tribunal ain't making sense. And the one man who could do anything and who has the power of anything is the Minister of Homeland Security. So it's how dangerous times we're living in. So I heard the news about this detained couple. The police went so far to say that they got a Supreme Court warrant. But the rest of the people, we don't hear that at all. They were held without warrant because we are under an SOE. How come the same thing didn't apply for these people?
I said look out for something along those lines within the next 24 hours.
But you see, the thing is so glaring to see. The police, you know, and we can't say anything, and they don't want us to talk about these things when it is in our faces. We are seeing it. It is one-sided. We're not saying anybody is guilty or anything like that, you know. They went so far to give so much details about this. When I say details, not about the case, but saying, okay, when the person was asking questions, they're playing hedgy. Your partner Russell Wendell. Yes, he playing hedgy. They're afraid.
He had no choice. At that level, he's just PIO, you know. He's taking instructions.
Say, I don't want to put an I instead of an L. I have to dot an I because you look like an L. I thought he was so guarded. that man, I said when the news last night, that is Russell. I can't remember his surname.
No, his first name is Owe. Russell is his second name.
You know what I said? How come they don't do that to the ordinary person? How come? So you see, special treatment again, special treatment, and we ordinary people, not me, because me again, no PDU. Ordinary people not feeling that way.
All right.
In a few days.
Yeah. So Charles, try our correspondent in Caracas now.
Yeah, actually, I'm now linking up with him when he's here. So, Mr. Green, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
We are well.
¿Cómo estás, amigo?
Well, just thanking God that we're okay, my friends.
Okay. Give us a sense of what time this happened and what was the experience like, because I know you're in Caracas and of course you live on the 11th floor of a building. What was it like and what time did this happen?
Well, actually, it happened a few minutes after 6. I think it was around 6:04 p.m. It was actually a massive double earthquake. It was a back-to-back. With the first one was about 7.2 magnitude, and 39 seconds after we had a second main shock of 7.5. So we had 2 back-to-back quakes. The epicenter was around near the state of Carabobo. That's about 160 miles, probably 250 kilometers from Caracas. And in total, it lasted about a minute.
Oh, that's a long time for an earthquake.
It's 1 minute is like hours because it was very strong. I mean, on the 11th floor where I live, I mean, you had to hold on. If not, you would fall on the side. Everything was shaking. The entire building was moving from one side to the other. It was hard, man, horrible. And a lot of damage has been reported so far in the entire country. Mostly La Guaira. You might remember the airport area of La Guaira.
Yeah.
On the coast near Caracas. That area was hit very hard. Very, very hard. And in Caracas, we had a lot of buildings that fell down. A lot of buildings crashed, and they're still searching. Rescue searchers are still working. And well, hopefully, we'll be lucky to rescue a lot of people.
What's the weather like, the atmosphere like in Caracas at this point in time, in terms of assisting with the rescuing of people and so on?
Well, the rescue workers are on site since yesterday. It was an immediate response. And I understand international help should be arriving today. From I heard San Salvador was sending about 300 rescue workers. U.S. also informed that they were sending rescuers. So today we should get a lot of help inside the country.
Right.
But right now it's a big mess in town because you have several buildings, a lot of buildings crashed, and they collapsed with people inside because yesterday was a holiday. So everybody was at home looking at, football. And then we had a lot of aftershocks. Yesterday we had aftershocks. I would say over 2,000 aftershocks. As a matter of fact, 10 minutes ago, we had another one. And we're going to inspect our building during the morning. I guess they already started inspecting the building because a lot of buildings have cracks.
Yes. Is it that you've not been asked to evacuate or anything like that?
At least no national request took place. But in certain neighborhoods, they evacuated buildings. They had to evacuate buildings. In the area I live, which is, I live in the southeast of the city. And we had no official communication asking us to evacuate.
Okay.
We down. You know, everybody got down. Once the shake stopped, we got down and went out in front of the buildings.
What is it like right now as far as the utilities are concerned? Electricity, water. Well, at least we see the phones are working. Mm-hmm.
Yes, we have three internet company services here. We have I think you have Movistar. Well, I don't remember which one you have. You guys have Movistar, Artigo, Digicel, and then there's an official company from the government. One of them, like Digitel or Digicel, I think you guys have. That one was up, but Tigo, which is Movistar, that one went down. That one went down. There was no signal with Movistar. Neither the other company, the official government company. So immediately after the shock, there was, shortage in communication with internet. Electricity went off in certain areas of the city. In certain areas. I mean, I was working at the moment and the electricity went off. But internet was always there. Utility, I would say, was always there. As a matter of fact, the tubes from a water system in the building got, they broke up, and we had a lot of floodings in apartments here in my building. And I guess it was also something similar in other buildings. But utility was interrupted, but not, I would say, nothing serious. At least not in my area.
Right. What are you all?
And utilities are up. I have electricity, I have water, and most of the city have water and electricity.
Okay. What is the update so far as fatalities, persons who are missing and stuff?
Well, the government hasn't made any official statement yet. It hasn't made any official statement, but what I read so far is that they had counted 164 deaths so far, but that was news last night. Mm-hmm. Now, extra officially, at least I read something from a newspaper in the US, some news in the US, and they were talking about could be anything around 10,000 fatalities. I don't think it's exaggerated because the entire country was hit. Entire country was hit. So I think it's going to be in the thousands.
Yeah.
Wow.
When you look around, what is it looking like to you compared to what it normally is?
Well, Caracas is a seismic city. And for years, we've been hearing, and experts have been saying that we're going to get a big one coming into the city because it's normally every 45 to 50 years, it takes place in this city. So this country was expecting a strong earthquake since many years ago. And well, finally it took place. So it wasn't any surprise. I would say it wasn't a surprise for Venezuelans. And it has been the strongest quake. Caracas was partially destroyed in the 1960s. And that was, we're talking about, that was a 5 point something magnitude. This was a 7.2 and 7.5, two back-to-back earthquakes. So this is the worst since, I understand, 1900 when there was a strong earthquake. But this has been the strongest one so far.
Yeah. All right. Well, Penrod, thank you so much for joining us on the Breakfast Show. And of course, you and your family are always welcome by me in Trinidad and today.
Sorry, say again, please, Wendell.
I said, thanks for joining us on the show, but the invitation is open to you and your family to join me in Trinidad and Tobago at a moment's notice.
Well, thank you. I know, my brother, I know. And thank you very much. Thank you very much. And it was a pleasure. You can get back to me any moment and I'll be here, okay?
Sure, I'll chat with you later.
Say hello to the family, please.
All
right, bye.
All right.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Of course, that was Penrod Green coming to us live from Caracas in Venezuela. He lives in the heart of the city on the 11th floor of an apartment complex, It must have been scary. And he said, as you look around, you're actually seeing the collapsed buildings. I just hope that his building is not under threat and he gets out of there if need be. You understand?
I guess with seeing that the way that some of those buildings would have collapsed, any other buildings in close proximity, they would definitely have to go under a lot of inspection to make sure that they are sound.
Yeah. Because he said they're inspecting his building today, you know what I mean? But I would hate to hear that something what had happened post, because they're going to get a lot of aftershocks. He said up to 10 minutes ago they got an aftershock. You know what I mean? But it's really scary.
Yeah, earthquakes are very scary because you know you have no idea when it's going to hit.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's like a hurricane. You know it's coming, and you could make preparations in whatever way. An earthquake is just you just don't know.
It
and you don't know how severe it's going to be. You don't know how shallow it's going to be. You know, it's just one of those things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's always nerve-wracking. Yeah. And every aftershock is going to be nerve-wracking.
Yep.
You're going to be saying, is this going to be a big one, or is it just going to be a slight?
Yeah. And could you imagine an earthquake that's a minute long? He said it felt like hours.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, our prayers go out to the folks in Venezuela, and let's hope it ends well. You know what I mean? And they get the assistance that they need. He said San Salvador will be sending over some rescue workers today. So let's hope that more people go and help. But he expects the fatalities to go into the thousands. And I would imagine with that destruction that you would have seen, and with everybody home, as he said, it was a public holiday. The death toll is going to grow.
And also, you know, that they have had what they call doublets, you know, with these double earthquakes, you know, although places have experienced it before, but I'm not seeing anywhere really within recent time that would have experienced it so close within a minute now. Places have experienced it hours after, but within such closeness, I don't know how many places would have experienced that as Venezuela is experiencing it right now. It really is something else.
Yeah.
But guys, we have to leave it.
Yeah, we have to end it here. Folks, have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God.
Of course, NETT Radio TT continues on netradiott.com, and the new and NETT Radio Trinidad on smart devices on TuneIn, where you can listen to the excellent programming throughout the day on this Thursday. Of course, the weekend begins tonight, people, at the second after midnight. Forgot to mention that for the entire day. And of course, you know what's happening this weekend. The Scandal is in Queen's Hall. Scandal and Cedros is at Queen's Hall on Saturday at 8:30, Sunday at 6:30. And of course, tickets are available at the Queen's Hall box office from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Get your tickets early. Don't say I didn't warn you. You can also get tickets at K-Squared Fashions in West Mall, Eastgate, and Brentwood Mall in Chagonas, Chabili Rawa in Chinapuna, Electronics in Arima, and Tony's Florence in File Park Shopping Plaza and Sharpler Auto Services. You can also purchase tickets from the comfort of your home at rsrrproductions.com. That's rsrrproductions.com. You can go on the website, and yes, you can use your debit card to purchase tickets for the play either this weekend or next weekend in Naparima Bowl. But of course, this weekend is right there. We start on Saturday, 8:30, and Sunday, 6:30, when we're looking forward to having so much fun this weekend. So do not miss it. The Scandal is in Queen's Hall. All right. Of course, we know you have a choice in what you watch and what you listen to, and we are glad that you chose us. Yeah. We appreciate it. Of course, continue to support the channel. When you go on the website, you will see the support button. Hit it and support. Send something. It's important in keeping us on air. Have a fantastic day, whatever you do, and remember to smile and laugh. It's great for your health.
Yeah, and one before you go, we have a programming note. So all those people who are listening to us on dial or on the YouTube channels, you can also come when you come across the NETT Radio TT.com. As we come off now, we have the MSG on their Tuesday Talk. It's a pre-recorded program that we play for you guys on a Thursday. So you get varying views from different voices. So the MSG, that comes up in about 2 or 3 minutes on netradiott.com. Right, Richard?
All right. So thanks for joining us again. Of course, the weekend begins tonight, people. Don't forget it. Have a fantastic day. You have been watching and listening to
The Breakfast Show.
Yesterday you ran the trophy, you know.
Yeah, no. You taking no chances with both of us these days.
Yeah. You don't take a chance. Catch you tomorrow, people.
Get up. It's the time to start the day. The Breakfast Show is here. We bring in the soca way. Yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Good vibes rolling through the air. The Breakfast Show energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
Get ready.
Champions of the world.
The road